Doing that one?
Yeah, that one looks like a spaceship, a big black thing.
Well, that's actually the Monument of the Worker and Farmer, I believe. Anyway, we're starting the stream now, so welcome to session 2. I've lost count of whatever session we're in, but this is session 2 of Tharkold, day 1. We're calling in Soviet Russia, ... So, in this particular iteration, you're playing a group of Russian special forces.
Hello?
It's within the first day of the Tharkold invasion. Your group was called in to take on a special mission. You had to travel from your location or original location to a location within Moscow, find a science research facility, recover the information from said facility, which possibly includes 3 scientists, and then make your way back out of Moscow to a rendezvous point further north of your original starting point. So you set off in your Tiger all-terrain vehicle, encountered a traffic jam of fleeing civilians, fleeing from the conflict going on within Russia, where essentially the city has been lost to the invaders. You managed to fight off some invading troops who were attempting to blow up an important location, the Worker and the Farmer Monument within Moscow itself. It was at that point that majority of you transcended and became Storm Knights with all the abilities therein. One of you, however, changing in the process, and your companion Salvo now seems to have stuff implanted beneath his skin that wasn't there before. After beating up the individuals with prodigious application of heavy weapons and explosives, you continued onwards to the location of the outpost, which is the car park you are currently seeing on the map. You were cautious before entering. Deadeye, your sniper, went up to the 3rd floor of the building block to the north in order to double check what was going on. She counted about a dozen individuals within the burned out shell of a building that supposedly has the science facility within it. There was a young boy of about 10 being tended to by an older woman, tended to because he has some kind of creature wrapped around his head. There was a young soldier with bloody bandages covering both his eyes and deep lacerations on both of his legs. The same woman that's tending to the small child is also tending to the young soldier. The others were all just generic style refugees huddling in here for shelter, apart from one old woman who looks the epitome of a stereotypical old Russian lady, buried under 4 layers of clothing with a babushka headscarf wrapped around her head, and she's just moving between people and double checking that they're okay. But she looks to be, I mean, it's hard to tell, but maybe in her 80s or 90s. But once Deadeye had revealed this information to the rest of you, you had made the decision to make your way into the ruined block to see if you can find any evidence of this science facility. And that's where we left it last week.
Fantastic.
And we have Kerry connected. Is your microphone working, Kerry?
Yes, hello.
Yay, hello. Okay,
hello, boss.
So, oversight. What are you doing? What are you telling the squad to do?
I could...
Maybe one of these civilians knows where the lab is.
Perhaps I could heal him up a bit, sir, and we could ask him some questions.
Just, you know, the big silver dot is the location where most of the civilians are. You guys are on the map. The map's actually a lot bigger than this, but I'm only using this little bit for now.
All right.
They've seen us, right?
Not yet, they haven't. The location's a little less demolished looking than it looks on the map, but there is signs, as there is in most of the places you've been through for the last 20 minutes or so, there is signs of large-scale conflict. So yes, there are holes in the walls, bullets, strange energy burns, and the place is, some of the areas are starting to look a little less normal than they were before. And you are, of course, no more than about 2 miles from the black tentacular metal bridge that has thrust down from the sky, crushing the Kremlin underfoot.
Has anyone described me what the enemies are like yet?
The only ones you've met so far looked human, a little bit emaciated. Their outfits were unusual. Most of them have been wearing leather armor. Not
Collars.
particularly high tech, but they have big bulky collars around their necks.
Which
Okay.
explode.
Yep, have been seen to explode, certainly. At least 2 did.
Use a disarmor?
Well, we shouldn't take anything for granted. Let's assume these civilians may turn out to be something equally unexpected. But let's go and talk to them.
Roger that, sir.
Okay,
Step
Deadeye
out.
volunteers to stay on watch, so she's stuck up on the 3rd floor in the corner where you can see, keeping an eye out to everything around.
Can I go into stealth?
If you wish to, yeah. If you want to make a stealth roll, where are you heading? I mean, you're on the map. You can tell me where you're heading.
I'm going to basically shadow the 4 of them. Not sneaking on them, but, just watching their
Staying
6.
out of sight,
Yeah.
being an extra. Yeah, that's not a problem.
Damn it.
Start as you mean to go on. But you've no idea if that how successful you've been, but you can
Stealth is 4, so 12.
-4, 8.
So 8.
You're hidden. I don't
I'll
forget.
stay
I
with
believe.
that for now. Yeah.
No, stealth isn't favoured for you, is it? That's an Isle perk, that particular one, I believe. I don't think Prowler's got anything to help in that regard, have you? No, negation and tenacious. Okay, the 4 of you move in. The residents here, or your refugees here, I suppose is a better term, don't seem to be aware that you're coming in until you step in, and then from a good half dozen of them, there's got cries of alarm, and obviously the older members push the younger individuals behind them until one of them looks up and recognizes your uniform, and it's the woman who was looking after the young boy and the soldier who's wounded, and she looks up and goes, "Oh, thank you. Are you here to help? Do any of you help? Please. My son, Vasily, he has something has him." And she's desperately trying to draw your attention to her son down on the ground.
Okay, I'll move over and examine the boy.
I have a snack thought. Yeah.
Have a look at the face hugger. Heal.
So I didn't
check,
quite catch that,
perhaps?
Kerry.
I was suggesting a medical expert take a look.
That would be Stitches.
Okay.
Can you use interaction attacks in non-combat situations?
Of course you can. You can try and persuade somebody or taunt somebody. They're not entirely.
So could I just sort of use intimidate to make it easier for anyone if they want to try to persuade?
Not entirely sure they'd work in that way, but we'll say at the moment they. Good cop, bad cop. Yeah, that sort of thing.
6, so that is...
Just need to finish your copies.
17.
Okay, what are you actually doing?
Just sort of standing there, flexing, crossing my arms, looking menacing around, and I've got, the sort. If the sort of metal plates sticking somewhat out of me as visible, then I sort of make an effort to show them off.
Okay. You obviously stand at the back. You're a tall guy and you're relatively intimidating anyway. But there are a couple of sort of gasps of fear when you just turn on the malice, so to speak. And Olga, well, you don't know her name yet, the woman you're talking to, or who's talking, does visibly take a step back and sort of like and averts her eyes, as if she thinks she might have offended. Stitches, are you taking your commanding officer's advice and looking at the boy?
I am indeed. I'm going to approach her rather cautiously. I'm treating him as a contaminated thing, but I want to see what this face-huggery thing is.
Well, facehugger is probably a good description. The boy, a little hard to tell, but probably about 10. He lies absolutely motionless. The majority of his face and head are obscured by whatever this thing is that is wrapping around his head.
Okay, I'll take his pulse at his wrist and see whether it's quick or slow or... That's going to be plus mine, yes it is. 3 and 10. Oh, I'm good at this. I should be called Stitchy, shouldn't I? 13 plus 1. Oh no, yeah, 13 plus 1 is 14.
Okay. You give him a quick once over on the checks. He has a pulse, but it is weak. His skin is cold. His body temperature is lower than it should be. You get some bits out of your kit. You quickly take some tests. His blood pressure is dangerously low. His breathing is shallow. You can't help but see the thing wrapping around its head. It looks technological, but at the same time organic. You're looking and you can see that the main body of the creature is wrapped around the boy's face. And it seems as if its appendages, limbs you might call them, are wrapped around, and you can actually see what look like rotors built into the end of the thing's forearms.
Rotors? The mechanical rotors?
They look to be, but in that same sort of weird organic mechanical. You can see, you move the boy slightly. The thing isn't responding when you're moving him, but you do see that coming out of the rear of the creature, its body tapers, and then you assume it tapers to a point, but you're only making that assumption because a majority of the creature's rear you can't actually see, as it's embedded within the boy's skull.
Oh, I see. So it's not gone like down the esophagus. It's
No. It appears, well, you can't tell what's going on underneath where the face is, but here you can certainly see the thing's tail is wrapped up and around the back of the boy's head, and it disappears into his skull. You know, the base of your skull where the spine goes through. It's like punched through there.
So I'll gently press his throat, sort of just feeling it, to see whether that airway seems restricted at all.
His airway does not seem restricted. It's a little hard to tell, but you do some preliminary investigations, and yet you can see, well, it doesn't appear to be anything down his throat, at least not that you can tell.
Okay, if it's punctured through his spine at the base of his skull, it's going to be difficult to remove without causing damage, if at all, I'd have thought.
Your medical opinion is probably accurate in that respect. It's difficult, but you think it's doable. I mean, it's unknown. You've made You've probably made more dangerous calls in combat situations before now, but none with so little information.
All right. So, is there a table or a rock or something like that? We can, something flat. I don't know, bonnet of the car, perhaps. I don't know.
You can find something within the house. I mean, these are shops and residences in this particular area that are burned out.
Like a counter, or
there's a counter that you could probably move to.
Okay. So I'll put him on somewhere. So we've got some sort of like operating table. Fine. I think we can move him and keep him stable.
His mother, who has now introduced herself to you as Olga, is constantly asking, is there anything I can do? Do you need any help? Can I move something? Do you need water?
Yes, please. If you could fetch some water, and I presume if I've got a medical kit with me, I'll probably have some.
You have.
Some things. Yeah, I'll see if she can fetch something not very far away. That I'll give her a little job to do, basically, to keep her busy.
Sure. Okay, so while you're doing that, it's going to take you a few minutes. What are the rest of you doing?
Well, if no one's been asking the lady how this happened, then I don't imagine that my character is the sort of one who would take lead in that situation, but maybe someone should.
It's a good cause. And
yeah, I'll ask, how did this happen?
Are you asking Olga this, yeah?
Yes.
She regales you with a tale of violence and woe. It would seem that they were residents of downtown Moscow. Their home is, well, she doesn't know what's happened to it now. The creatures overran it. It was all she could do to escape with her son, and they were pursued, and it came from out of the sky. And all I heard was Vasily scream, and when I turned, it was on him, and I couldn't pull it off. I carried him here, and we have been here for the last... She looks down at a non-existent watch, and since earlier this afternoon, maybe 3-4 hours. Other people saw us, and we began to gather here. Soldiers, different ones that you came through. That is where Gennady came from. And she points towards the young man in the military uniform with bloody bandages over his face.
Where is your unit? Grenadi?
Gennady. Or Gennady, you could call him if that's easy to pronounce. He reacts to a sort of the military tone in your voice, and his recumbent form, he does his best to sort of like straighten his spine, and he snaps off a salute. They were destroyed to a man. Sorry, what rank are you, sir?
I don't know.
He calls you, let's say you're I don't know, but you're a higher rank than he is. He's a private.
If we're special forces, then we're probably maybe like all lieutenants or something, and he's like...
Yeah, at least lieutenant or lieutenant.
Sorry.
Yeah, they can have this here in Russia. They will say lieutenant or the equivalent. He does snap off a weak salute. They were destroyed to a man, Lieutenant. The creatures, they came from out of the sky, and then they came from out of the rubble. They were horrendous things. I mean, the one that did this to me, the blow knocked me back. It was 9 feet tall, and it was something out of my nightmares. Water, I need water. I'm so thirsty. And he reaches out towards a side table. Obviously, someone has put water there for him, but obviously with his eyes, he can't see anything. And he fumbles for a second before grabbing the beaker of water that's there and begins to gulp it down with a gusto. This close-up oversight, you can see that the lacerations on his legs are deep, probably a good 2 inches deep in each case. They look to be both sides sort of lateral 4 lines lateral, as if possibly something just struck him across the top of both legs. You can see somebody's done as much as they can to staunch the bleeding, but at this moment in time, no one's done anything to close the wounds. It's literally, he's got tourniquets at the top of each thigh. He would appear to have been lucky that his the main arteries in his legs haven't been cut. Give me a find check, Prowler.
He's prowling around.
Try
Roll
it.
again.
Hey.
It's a bonus number 9.
11, mind, 20.
Okay. Keeping an eye out from your position at this moment in time, apart from, I mean, you do see far off in the distance things that are not airplanes flying around in the sky. You're using a scope to view, and you're certain that at one point when you scanned toward the horizon where the bridge is coming out of the sky, and you're looking at where, remember I mentioned there were tendrils coming off it, and those tendrils were then like arcing off in directions. You were following one of those up, and a sort of a breath catches deep in your throat as the thing that you saw just crawling hand over hand down this tendril, this inhuman mass. And you take the scope away from your eye. That was alien, entirely unnatural. You're trying to get the image out of your mind's eye, but it was like there was this just amorphous grey mass that was, you thought initially was part of the tendril itself, but then as you watched, it began to just extrude tentacles out the front, and the tentacle reaches out and grabs and pulls itself slowly further down this black slime covered tendril. It must be like thousands of feet up in the sky, mile away, maybe a mile and a half away from your current location, but it does unsettle you, shall we say, significantly.
Does it appear to be big? I mean, I'm envisaging something
You're
big.
having an issue with scale, but you probably think that was probably about 15 meters across. So, yeah, big.
A little bit worried, but I won't show it.
Okay. And I said, apart from that,
Nobody can see me. It's all right.
You've seen things flying off in the distance.
So you're not telling the rest of us over the intercom?
Winged humanoids, unnatural-looking shapes in the sky. It's a bit difficult because it's starting to get dark now, because you're starting late evening, and the clouds have been gathering for some time, and there's a light drizzle going on as well.
Nothing's heading specifically this way.
Not that you've seen
Obviously
yet.
this way.
Not that you've seen yet. There do appear to be small swarms of flying creatures that you see off in the distance, but so far none of them have been moving in your direction. Your best way of describing them would probably be, think of a sort of a mosquito. You can't make out detail, but you see that they have 4 appendages, and again, rather than wings, they look to be rotor blades at the end of each of their flight appendages.
Wow, so each of these looks like it could be a skull hugger that's flying around.
Could be.
Do they look about the approximate same size as the one that's attached to the child?
If you talk to each other, then yeah, they look to be about half meter to a meter in length.
So if I click that these could be possible to that thing on his face, I'll mention those over. Sure. Do we have like comms?
Yeah. The issue you've got at the moment,
ourselves?
you've got personal comms that you can talk to each other with. It's hands-free, so it's throat mics. But on the way in, I mean, you were told as well that there appears to be some kind of jamming going on, and you can constantly hear it at the sort of the edges of your comms. There's this constant sort of whistling hum, which is ever present. But once you get over a certain distance, it just drowns out any communications making with each other. And it's weird because it's starting to just. It's almost giving you not like a full-on migraine, but it's a sort of an unpleasant background noise that you can't get out of your head.
Right. So I'll mention the looks like there's more of those face hugger things flying, coming out of the tendrils further away. I won't mention about the large mass thing. Not here. However, next time we're away from, so we're not immediately with civilians that any sort of reaction could happen. I'll mention it then. So I will mention it to them, but not when we're, not in such a position.
Yeah. While you're looking around back indoors, the old woman shuffles up to you, Salvo, and looks up, seemingly unimpressed by your physical presence. This close, you reckon? Yeah, she's going to be at least 80. And she's like, "So, what do you intend to do about this?"
Do about what, Babushka?
This. And she gestures around. Us. Helping. That's what the People's Army is supposed to do, is it not?
It is not orders.
Not orders. That was what they said at the Battle of Stalingrad. Not orders.
Ah, were you there?
Yes, I was a young girl, but I was there. Survived that, and I'm sure I'll survive this too. You know, tomorrow comes, whether or not you and I are there to see it. So, I hope you young men do your duty to the people of the glorious Republic.
We may have space in vehicle if we return.
Quicker than you can react, this old lady belying her age, you just feel a slap across your face. And she's like, "Ridiculous. There are cars aplenty out there." And you're like, you just sit there, you're like holding your cheek. You're like, where did that come from? And it does remind you of your own mother or grandmother. She's got that feel about her. If you're not here to rescue us, what are you here to do?
I am afraid that is classified.
Oh, I see. Well, show me the organ grinder then.
That would be me. Well, we need your help, actually. We're looking for a facility.
Oh, you need my help. Poor defenseless old Zoya. You need her help, do you? Big, strong man like you. What do you need my help for? And she shuffles over towards you.
We're looking for a scientific facility, and I say this to everyone in the room, especially the soldier that Kennedy.
Hang on a second.
I thought the comms were interfered.
Yeah.
What's going on? It's Mother Russia, she says.
Yeah, what does Mother Russia say?
Be nice people, really. No, I didn't think Russians were nice people, but then I don't.
They're not
Russians are lovely.
being particularly nice, but I mean, I don't know.
Oh, while we're on the subject of Russia,
Are we meant to ask money for, say, hey, give us some money, we'll help you out. That's all right. That's all based in bribery.
Why would we need that though?
we're special forces, we're incorruptible.
Oh, I'm corruptible. He's AFK, so I may as well go and grab a drink then.
Will anybody be buying the Vladimir Putin calendar? That's apparently
What, in game or in real life?
but both, I guess. I was looking at
He has mysteriously disappeared in game.
It's not Putin, is it? I can't remember who he said it was. There was a name for that.
Totally. It's yeah. It's I can't believe it's not Putin.
They've got him like wrestling bears and stuff. It's brilliant. I want one.
Just crazy, isn't it? Is he bare-chested in all of them?
Pretty much, yeah. There's one with him on a Harley and stuff, or some sort of bike. Loving it.
Bare-chested and wrestling bears. I was sort of imagining that his chest was actually a bear's chest.
Could be, yeah, bare-chested.
Yeah, he's not nearly hairy enough though. And he's actually quite short. And very obviously trying to compensate for something.
Sorry about that, guys. Phone went back.
It's all right.
Don't normally get phone calls, but anyway.
That's right, we were entertaining ourselves.
I could still hear you. I didn't turn the microphone
Did you?
Okay, so yeah, Zoya was. You made the question. Does anyone here know about any kind of scientific facility? Murmurs go around the dozen or so people that are here. Gennady doesn't hesitate. Said, "No, sir, I am unaware of any facility in the locale." And Olga doesn't know anything. Zoya is. Do we look like we're the sort of people that know anything about science? We will help you look. It should be here, is what you say?
It is. Your help will be much appreciated.
Well, when we're given some sort of orders on how to identify the place?
No, you were just given the details of where it was, and this is the coordinates of where it is. According to your orders, anyway.
Perhaps it's an underground facility.
Are we exactly at the exact point of the coordinates?
Well, the coordinates aren't sort of like meter resolution, but somewhere within this maybe 50-meter area.
So we could still search the buildings and it could be there, I see.
Okay, how many people are there?
There's about a dozen refugees, so you've got Olga, Vasily, Gennady, Zoya, and about 8 others. Most of them have either, well, they're all non-combatants apart from Gennady, but even in his condition, he's a non-combatant right now. Nobody appears to be particularly wounded. They're just all shivering, scared, huddled. They're carrying what belongings they have with them. You'd think these are the sort of people that would have been fleeing with the other refugees, but for whatever reason just got lost in the crush and the rush. Doctor.
Sorry.
Do you want to make your attempt with young Vasily?
Pull it out. Pull it out.
Food, glorious food.
Or, just slice it open or whatever.
Come on, Stitches. You can do it.
Okay, sorry, I'm looking at a medicine roll. Is that what you want from me?
You would be looking at a medicine roll, yes.
What I'd like to emphasise, though, I want to be as cautious as possible because I imagine there could be proper medical facilities that might be able to remove it successfully, while I might kill him here in the field. So
Okay.
I want to be cautious about it and, have the priority of not killing the kid as my main goal. Here goes. Oh, it's good.
Oh, well done.
I'm telling you now, before you start adding things up, in order to remove this thing without causing him to bleed out is an heroic task. So that would be difficulty number 18.
So we need to spend a possibility.
Bear in mind, out of combat, you can spend cards from your hand with impunity as well.
Oh gosh, right, let's have a rummage. Well, I want to spend, I'm still going for the glory roll,
Okay.
roll, so...
It would be a good one to attempt a glory card on as
Okay, so I'm going to spend a possibility anyway, which will put me down to 3, I believe, so that's another roll.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, can I play
Come
a card?
on!
Not to... Oh, good on you.
I take it Stitches is skilled in medicine.
Yeah, you'd hope so.
So you get to re-roll on that 20. So that's what? That's
Oh,
54.
What do I need to do it?
If you're
55.
maths. You need 60.
Oh.
I need 6.
Oh, let's have a rummage through my cards, I meant.
Has anyone got anything they can add to it?
What am I on? 54?
I've got a card here that seems to not have an image.
Which one's that?
Romance 44.
They should all have images. That's a subplot.
Huh?
Yeah, romance is a subplot card. If I just share that, so you'll see the image.
Three new characters. I don't know. 3 possibilities. Wow.
Oh, you can discard it for a possibility. That's the.
You and the old lady?
Yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. Romance isn't.
You get 3.
Oh yeah.
Okay, take a possibility, discard it, and you can switch it out for Nemesis.
Well, I might.
Or the boy's mum?
I'm just going to. I'll discard that one too. Because I've got too many. Didn't remove any.
Well, you haven't discarded down yet. Your character sheet is blank. It shouldn't be. Oversight. No, go to the main one. Your character sheet's not blank. 5 hero points. All the attributes.
I don't see anything.
Do we get our stun back, by the way?
You do after a few minutes get stunned back. Yeah,
Is it
I'll tell you what. If I clear the owner, and then. Oh, do you mean the image is blank, Kerry?
No, the editable sheet.
Okay. Do you want to take possession of it again?
How?
Go to. Oh, well, I've just released it. So if you go back to the Storm Knight bit on the right hand side,
It's empty.
should be there.
Maybe I need to restart Pencil Dance.
Hang on. Let me.
Everything I see on the Storm Knight's page is dead eye.
Kerry's going to reconnect.
Can I play a card, by the way?
What card have you? Oh, right. Outside of combat,
Yep.
we've never actually done this, but there is a certain amount of card trading that can take place.
Ooh. Does anyone get anything that can mean I can spend another possibility?
I've got a hero card.
But essentially, if you are trading cards, you have to you're switching them. I'll just double check it. La 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 la. Drama deck, initiative, rounds and turns. No, we don't want destiny cards. Bum 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 bum.
I've got a hero card.
Yeah, players may trade cards from the hand when the game is not in rounds, and from their pools when it is. In combat, they may trade at any time, whether it's their turn or not. In either case, cards must be traded 1 for 1. Players can't just give cards to others. So essentially, you can swap one of your cards, Skellen, for one of somebody else's.
So you've got a hero card there, did you say?
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
That means you can spend the hero card for another possibility, and if you roll a 6,
Okay. So,
Glory card.
so if I give him second wind,
it's up to you what you give him. Just give him the number, and you can find the one yourself. Yeah.
okay, second 157, and then I'm going to play his card immediately, so I'll just delete second wind 57 from my sheet.
Okay. Are you okay to grab second win 57 for yourself, or
I've already got it.
Yeah,
I'm deleting hero 26 now because he's got it.
Okay, and then I spend hero 26 as a possibility
Yep.
then, so I roll again.
And roll the d20.
Oh, it's an 11.
You can now. That's a 65. To give you a bonus number of 55, 60, 65 plus 3, 16. If you notice the chart and it goes up to 50, then it says plus 5 for a plus 1. So 55 will be 14, 60 would be a 15, 65, which is what you got, will be a 15.
Okay, I want to play my glory card.
I'm sure you do.
So I
I
guess,
want-
do I need to play that now, or do we play it after we resolve the
No,
result?
you
Whatever?
play. Well, you can. The thing with the glory, whether it's successful or not, whatever you have just done is worthy of story. And that's the point of the glory card.
Okay, so
Yeah.
all the odds are filled with possibility and energy. All players immediately receive one possibility and draw a destiny card. Hand size is increased by 1 until the end of the next act.
So basically, for the remainder of this, because there's only one act, you got a minimum hand size now of.
I got my card.
And everyone gets a possibility.
Right. So everyone deal with their own possibilities.
Yay!
Just gotta wait for Kerry to reconnect.
I'm so powerful in
Are you still on
possibilities.
Discord, Kerry?
Yeah,
Yeah. So
I can't connect to you.
why is it not? What's he saying?
Was that roasted thing? Roasted key?
No, it's changed.
Oh.
Doobadoo. It is now in the Discord chat.
Epic Goon Deranged Zone.
If that doesn't work, try.
IP number rather than.
I always type in the letters and it works okay. I just copy and paste it. It's just about 5 chats up in Discord chat.
Yep.
I've never changed it. It's always been the same. The IP.
Well, the IP, I think my external IP is completely different now, so you might still be having fancy grounds of being able to work it out itself.
Because I haven't changed anything ever, and it's never. It's always never the problem.
I think you remembers. We'll just wait for Kerry to reconnect. So anyway, that's a bonus number of 16 onto your skill.
Okay,
I still want to play a card as well after this.
so my skill is 13. So you said
So then you had
60
16, yeah.
is 29.
Well, the difficulty was 18, so that is not only a success, but as you know, it's glorious. It's a
So player's call.
Smashed
player's
it.
call success, or the equivalent. You literally have smashed it. You proceed to, and it is textbook. The procedure you go through. There are a couple of points where a lesser surgeon with less combat skill than yourself would have had issue with what you've done, but you essentially you clamp off elements of the creature's body, pulling it away from the child's face, and then you proceed to just begin to tease the thing's tail out, and as the tail comes out, you do notice that it has pierced one of the major arteries, feeding blood to the brain. But you're ready for it. You preempted it. You assumed that was what was going to happen, and you quickly, fingers drenched in blood, but you quickly stitch off a couple of swift sutures, and then you check, and the boy is stable. And almost as you take the rest of the creature off of his head, colour does begin to return, and his breathing is less shallow. Olga is ecstatic. She just keeps saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and she's holding the little boy Vasily, and she's hugging him, and you've still got this, again, meter-long mechanical mosquito with rotors for wings. All the more macabre now that its tail's out, and you can see that it's covered in blood and viscera.
Is it? Have I cut enough off it to sort of kill it? Is it still alive?
Well,
Or?
it's still intact. It doesn't appear to be moving.
Well, we could do with certainly binding it somehow. I don't want it springing to life and touching someone else.
Okay. I'm just going to put the possibility onto oversight because Kerry's not there. Now, for the doctor's amazing procedure there, you will gain a destiny card. So, starting with stitches, you get the first one because you got to play the card. You have inspire. Please drag it off onto your character sheet. Salvo, you get willpower. Prowler, you get an idea card.
Like, tell me had some ideas.
Drivetrain, you get a hero card.
A hero.
And Oversight gets Master Plan, which I'll put on your character sheet for you.
Perfect for him.
So how many cards do we have now?
Well, again, until you get to a point where you have to discard down, you can keep as many cards in your hand. But that you've got a hand maximum of 5 currently.
Someone else not going to play a girl or
Basically,
Yes, please.
It's at the end of combat you have to discard down to 5.
John says you can do it. I mean, can you play more than one glory card on a glory roll?
No, you can only play 1 glory card on 1 glory action. What were you going to play, Gaz?
Connection. While we're looking for some sign of this science place, I'll play Connection, which I
Means you know somebody in the
someone
area.
who can lend aid, so hopefully can help us find it, or just happens to know something about it.
Okay. Belying all logic, then, as these cards tend to do, you're out in the car park, looking around. I'm going to do this slightly differently because it's unlikely in this situation that somebody will just happen upon. But you remember a colleague of yours from military school. He was a full-on tech nut. And you remember a conversation you had with him once. Of all things, it was about heat distribution and how the sort of the Americans' ideas of how hidden bases would work wouldn't work. And he used to go on about heat distribution and dissipation, and if it was an underground situation, there'd be so much air and ventilation that you'd have to deal with. And it's recalling these conversations that you would have late into the night in the dorms, that you suddenly start looking at the building in front of you, the one that everyone's in, and you start spotting cabling that seems to go down to the bottom of the wall and then go nowhere. And then as you're looking at that, you then start to see some venting, like 20 meters to the left of that cabling, which again seems to stop and go nowhere. And you've started seeing these, and you suddenly realize that's must be where the facility is. It must be below ground. And you start looking, and you're seeing some other cables, and you start following them and tracing them through with your eyes. And without a doubt, the facility, or certainly the facility, is exactly where you're currently standing. It's just underneath where your team are currently investigating.
I'll call over the comms. Oversight, sir, come out here. I think I've seen something.
Oversight goes and has a look.
Well,
And then I'll
yeah, you
explain to
follow
him
you
the
follow his
cabling.
explanation, and you realize, yeah, that must be the case. And with that, you start looking for a basement access of some kind. Everyone, quickly make me a find check now that you're actively looking. Not you weren't actively looking before, but you weren't necessarily active thing.
If we're not going to encounter any enemies, I think it would be a waste of a good battle map. So I'm going to play my Cosm card.
Okay. I believe that's similar to the. Where's my table gone for those ones? Looks like trouble.
Yeah,
Okay.
just for, yeah.
Okay. Everyone's looking. You're not finding anything. Prowler, you're looking around, and as I said, there's combat damage in the area, and almost directly outside the building where everybody else is hiding, there is a pile of rubble, and just your sharp eyes as you're looking, you see a corner of something metal showing up out from underneath the pile. You call everyone together and you start clearing it. It's quite a lot to clear. It takes you like 5 or so minutes, but you do reveal a sort of a street side, one of those double hatches, sort of thing you'd get outside a pub, which does lead down into, or would lead down into, a basement. You open it relatively easily, so it takes about 5 minutes to do so. You shine a torch down and you can see it's a ladder heading down into a small basement directly underneath the shop that they're hiding in, and with a lean down and you look, you can see at the back of the basement there is a metallic hatch, at which point over your radios comes Deadeye saying, "We have contact approximately, I don't know what they are, but maybe 15, 16, heading this way quickly. They are currently at 7 o'clock.
I'll turn to Olga. Get into cover. Get into cover.
What is going on?
Don't worry, just do as I say. Get into cover and everything will be fine.
Okay, anyone looking in the direction was just mentioned?
Yeah, I'll turn that way if I presume I'm within the 7 o'clock.
I was
Fine.
hoping to have a look at the mosquito of my science, by the way.
Okay, give me a roll on that quickly, because you've had some time to look at that.
I forget it.
It's a mosquito.
You can really tell from it. Well, if I zoom the map out to its absolute extent, just like that, and draw your attention to the bottom left-hand corner of said map,
Ooh.
you can
Hello.
see quite clearly there is a rather large group of things moving in your direction. You're not entirely sure if they've seen you yet, or they might just be moving up the length of the road. At the front of the group, actually I need to move them to the front of the group, you can see 3 approximately meter-long mosquito-like creatures with 4 adjustable rotors in place of wings. And you can see them, and they do appear to be flying in that mosquito fashion, where literally they go from like a standing stop to a move, and then a stop and then a move, that sort of fashion. However, the thing that is a little more disturbing for you is the group that is following behind these creatures. Can everybody, upon looking, so hands up, is anyone not looking?
I wasn't probably looking.
Because you're inside. Okay, everybody apart from Drivetrain, please make me a spirit or willpower roll if you have it. Okay, Prowler's fine. Salvo's fine. Oversight might be fine. It depends what his total is. Stitches is fine. What's Oversight's spirit or willpower total?
Just look at those rolls we've just done, though.
I know. Is it a
That's
10,
ridiculous.
A nail hard.
You are all hardened
So,
Spetsnaz.
special ops. Done something
What
to
you
our
are
dice.
basically seeing, and you can probably get a little idea of this if you actually zoom in to one of these bad boys, still clothed, but they look like desiccated human corpses. However, the jaw of each one is entirely removed, and instead protruding from the skull is a long mechanical whip-like tentacle. Their eyes are missing, but this does not seem to be preventing them from moving with unerring speed and pace. Who was it that yelled at the people, and what was it they were asking them to do?
It was oversight, I think. Telling them to hide, or was it? Oh no, stitches.
Yeah, I tell them to take cover.
Does Gennady have a? Is he armed?
Gennady is not armed.
I'll give him a pistol.
Okay, you're giving the blind soldier a pistol.
He's blind. Oh, okay.
He's got. I've said multiple times. He's got bloody bandages across his eyes.
Ah, right. Does anyone know how to use this pistol?
Most people look at you and like shake their heads.
Hiding it is.
I'm assuming the vehicle is out of bounds.
What, the Tiger?
Yeah.
No, it's parked outside.
So could we like run it down, place it at the top of the?
Well, it wouldn't be entirely outside, but it's within the map. Let's say that it's probably okay. I'm going to move the little pearly thing because you stopped a distance away. So let's say the Tiger's over there where the little pearly thing is now. So it's not directly outside the place. I mean, you could make your way inside.
It would draw attention.
Image
to the
name of
fact
the
that
map
we're there,
outside the outpost. I've just reshared it, Kerry.
It would draw attention to us being there as well if we had this noisy vehicle.
Yeah.
Driving.
Well, it's not running at the moment, but yeah.
Yeah, but if we moved it and drove it over to the to cover the hatch.
Oh, is it in a good position? Can we use the turret from where it is?
If you could get someone there, you might be able to. That's better. I still need to fix that lucky break image that doesn't work.
Well, we might as well use it now because we haven't got all that much ammo, and we're not going to be able to take it underground.
You're currently where you all are. I must say that drivetrain is actually inside the building and salvo is outside the building because you're all looking in that direction. Can everybody tell me what their stealth token, please?
Their what is?
Stealth.
4.
Just total without anything added to it. So stealth plus dex.
Oh, 12.
8.
9.
9.
Okay. I'm giving you a group bonus on that. Darkness penalty is off.
That's a good group bonus.
Okay. While you're working out what to do, Deadeye comes over the comms. I think they've spotted you. And as you look, the group of the flying things. Hang on. How do you do a measurement on here? Is it middle mouse button?
It's both mouse buttons.
Both, yeah.
That was it. Right. So each square was 5, which is 1 meter. So I'm just trying to 75.
Right, just find a new toy, playing with it.
Yeah. Big maps means hard to grab bad guys. As with an obvious sound of sort of an upping of the rate of their rotors, the 3 drones turn and just begin to fly directly into your direction. And their the creatures following them seem to react as well, but obviously not moving as quickly.
Oh, you did fine without me last week, guys. So let me know when it's over.
Okay, so
Sorry,
So-
there's quite a few of these guys.
so what do we do?
Engage.
Do we secure the position, sir, or do we head into the science facility?
No, I don't want to be cut off. Let's secure this position.
Should somebody head into the science facility? Or do you want us all?
Not you, soldier. We
Up
want
top.
someone who can speak.
Yeah.
I need all eyes on these bugs. It's
I volunteer for the science
Should I?
expedition if
Volunteering for science experiments.
brave for a brave soldier.
Okay,
very
so we're going
scary
to go
down
to
those
combat
steps.
rounds from this point. Remember, you can move up to your move. Each square on here is 1, so you can move up to your move without having an impact on anything else you're doing. And it's a standard scene, so you guys are going first.
Should I try to go for the turret then?
Sounds good.
yeah. If you don't, I will. But you're
Do you
probably
need-
better at it.
Do you need drive time as well to drive it, or
No, I don't think so. Well, it could be nice to have. Also, we got Deadeye if she's even like doing anything, might be covering us, so we could make a run for it through the building.
but I think you definitely need to go for that turret. How many shots have you got left, by the way? Bursts.
We
on
had
that turret.
5 reloads, and you've used 1 whole set.
Reload. Right.
So you've got 4 reloads left if you assume that it's currently...
Okay, so we're all right.
I haven't fired a single
think-
shot.
I'd say definitely go for it though.
Okay, so the rest of you might stay around in the building here and protect the civilians.
Yeah.
Perhaps, I don't know if it's possible to, like, if you got any range, you might be able to shoot them from down in the corner in the southwest corner of the building. I don't know.
How high off the ground are they flying?
The drones were probably a good 50, 60 feet off the currently.
We don't know what they can do, so I suggest we spread out somewhat.
Yeah, if they've got grenades, we don't want to be caught by a single blast or any explosive style weapon. So, and they're definitely coming towards us. They're definitely clocked us, etc.
Yeah.
Right.
Deadeye noted a distinct change in their activity, and then the drones, as I said, there was an obviously, you can hear a pitch change in the movement of their rotors as they zoom them up a gear and are beginning to head in your direction.
How easy is it to move through the buildings? So the ones that we're in, or
Well, the buildings you're in, as I said, they're classic 1960s Soviet structures, so they're generally concrete in structure, so you could use those as relatively good cover if it came down to it. Moving between buildings isn't completely simple, but it's probably doable.
is that corridor that seems to go right down behind them? Is that?
If that's on the map, that's on the map.
Can you see the arrow in that?
Not at the moment because I'm zoomed into a different
Okay.
location on the map, but
Just behind where
if it's on the map,
drivetrain
it's
is.
on the map.
And then
I'm
can you
gonna
get
give you
into
the
that
benefit of the
lower?
doubt in that one?
Can you get into that lower part? Is that a gap through? Because there's like you didn't say all those holes were actual holes.
Let's say, for simplicity, if there's a hole on there, it's, weapon damage or an actual hole. I believe technically known as doors.
If it's okay, I'm gonna do my stealth thing and head through the building and try and come out behind them. singing dun 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 as I charge through the concrete walls and smash them. In my head, I'm doing that.
Okay, I'm looking at the main one now. So yeah. No, that's a fine. Essentially, because they're shop fronts, they're like shops. They've got like a communal area at the back that you can move through.
So how far can I run?
If you want to run, you can go 3 times your move.
Right.
But then if you want to do something else as well as run, that would be a multi-action penalty.
I will run initially, assuming that there's nothing there. But let's see. What is movement? 8.
Why doesn't this thing isn't it supposed to count like 1 meter for each square?
Yeah, I can't remember why it's set to 5 feet. Skellen, can you remind me if I can change the map?
If you
Scale anywhere?
yeah, if you unlock the map, the little padlock thing at the top right, it should open up a load of windows for you. If you expand them somewhere, there's something, a little box on yours which says 5 feet or something. You can change how big each of the squares are.
Right, nothing's coming up on mine.
Oh, have you not got a little menu at the top left of the image?
Yeah, little the mask mode, a pencil, eraser mode. I've got the toggle grid toolbar, but that doesn't let me set the distance. That just lets me resize the grid. I can change selection mode.
Yeah, it's probably with it being a different rule sets from I'm used to then. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't.
I'll look on the options. If there's nothing on the options, remember 5 feet.
5 feet is what? Sorry.
5 feet is 1.
Is 1. So I can move
one
24
of your moves,
squares.
so you can move. Yeah, if you've got.
Right for running.
Yeah, if you're running. Yeah.
Right. So am I okay there? I've gone there, so I don't know if anything's happened down that corridor. That's 24 square. A diagonal count still as 1, or?
Yeah, they'll still count as 1. What I'll say, you can probably, because of the difficulty of moving through the area, let's say you can get to about there.
So just, well, if 1 square is 1 meter, then we'll just have to count them, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I said, or you can do the measurements divided by 5.
Yeah, well, by 3 should be.
Yeah, I mean, it's saying 5 feet on there. It's not actually 5 feet. 1 square is 1. So just divide whatever your measurement is by 5 to get you down to meters. If you notice, I've done it so the cars are about 2 meters wide, which is about right.
Right. So.
It's divided by 5.
So I can move 100 then. I can move
what's your?
Wait, no.
What's your normal move?
Move is actually 8. So
you can move 24 squares.
24 squares for running. You can't do anything at the end of it. Unless
and you've got to go in an approximately straight line for running as well.
Right, so I can move.
But that should get you pretty much there.
Not quite. I mean, 75 will get me to just beside Deadeye.
Yeah, if you go in a completely straight line. Hang on, you can go. What's your move is 8, yeah? What was it?
Move drop. I'll run to over there, I guess.
Yeah, so you can basically go 24 squares.
You can get right outside the thing.
Wait, am I counting this wrong?
You can get there.
Yeah, just
to that square there. You can
as,
get to the actual thing. To 25
each square
squares.
is 1. I'll say you'll be able to get next to the thing this round. You just won't be able to mount up and get ready.
Right. Okay then.
So yeah, so each square is basically 1. Yep.
Can you use sprint or something multiple action to try and get
Well, that was his move. He tripled his move to do that.
Ah, okay, sorry.
You can do something else, but that something else can't be more move.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who's going after Salvo?
Well, I'll go if you like. I'm just kind of quite happy where I am. I want to sort of drop onto one knee using the bonnet of this car cover,
Sure.
And I'm going to just be aiming at them, and when they get into range, I'm going to shoot.
Okay, so you're basically sacrificing a turn aiming, so you're going to get +4 on the next range attack.
Cool.
So that's what the aim action does. That's Prowler, that's Stitches, that's Salvo, Oversight, Drivetrain.
Where do I see the statistics of the vehicle?
I'll have to share them again. Story.
What is Oversight doing?
Gonna take cover by a nearest engine block and aim as well.
Okay, so you're doing an aim also. Did the gas pop up?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's got a range of 250. 250 times 5 is... Well, basically it would probably count as being within short range if I can even see it, right?
Pretty much on this map. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because what's that? 250
Yeah,
times
it's
5,
really
1,250.
Yeah.
And 350 is pretty much the max on this one, so.
So it's possible to do the thing where you
Yeah, I mean, line of sight might block it, but apart from that, you're good.
Right, well, I'm not in it yet, so...
Okay. Oh, yeah, you've got to get in the next round. What's Drivetrain doing?
Just waiting for Oversight.
Oversight said he's hunkering down and taking aim.
Oh, hear that.
So what's
You've
Drivetrain
just seen
doing?
me run past you. Oh no, you didn't see me.
I thought
See, I didn't see anything. I'm inside the building going, looking at a thing going, oh, I don't know how this works. Wait a minute, I'm trying to think out what I'm going to do.
Well, you've been hearing the comms traffic.
Yes, you've heard us.
No, I'm trying to think out what I'm going to do. I've got two options here. I'm trying to work out which one to do. Right, I'm going to go for the truck because I'm the driver. I'll do a run as well. So that's 3 times 8 is 24.
Yeah, probably the same. You can probably get a little bit less distance than.
Do you mean the
than,
truck from the
Salvo.
picture or our truck that we brought?
You can probably get to about there.
Oh, it's further than I counted. Okay. Unless you're counting diagonally, so it's 1.
Yeah, diagonal's only 1. We don't worry about multiples and stuff like that right here.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll run
So
there.
you're dashing to position.
I'll carry the card over? Yeah.
Yeah, everyone can put a card across into their pool if they didn't already have one. Anybody with situational
remembered.
awareness gets an additional one they can put across. But literally, as you're getting into position, over your comms, Deadeye says, more contact. 9 o'clock.
Shoot.
Suka.
And you look to your west, Salvo, and you can see swarming out from around buildings. You can see another group of these desiccated corpses with metal tentacles instead of lower jaws, with their own set of 3 drones.
Okay, so I'm just
And
trying
it's the villains go.
Wait, wouldn't it be possible for... Well, could I shoot at all at this point?
No, because they weren't there when you were...
Right, okay.
So these guys begin to move in your direction. They do appear to be armed. They appear to be armed with the same sort of machine pistols you saw the thralls equipped with previously.
What, the ghouls? No, the drones.
No, the ground troops.
Oh.
Yeah, the drones don't appear to be armed, at least not with ranged weapons that you can see.
So if everything is just saying, I think short range with our weapons would be the assault rifle would be 90 with this thing.
If that's what it says on the stats.
Well, I mean, it says 40, but 40 times. Wait, if it's
40 times 5 would be 200.
what was I thinking? 90.
I don't know. Hang on, let me double check because we might be getting confused between move and range. Because the weapons are in. I think the weapons might be in meters.
Yeah, it's all meters. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
so 40 squares basically. Because 1 square on here is a meter.
Yeah, but the thing, the range thing doesn't measure in. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no, the range thing is in. Range is saying 1 square is 5 feet, but just so 1 square is a meter. So if you want to work it out from the range thing, just divide the range by 5 to get meters. I know that's not an accurate one, but that's the scale on the map.
So range 40, you divide that by 5, that'd be 8 squares. Or am I getting the maths wrong again?
You get the math wrong again. Because this is actually meters. 40 meters is 40 squares on the map.
Okay. Lot division, it was getting me confused.
Okay, that group of ghouls is heading across in that direction, and they open fire with their Thav-9s. And I believe you are within. That's 20 squares there. So you're currently medium range, so they're going to get a -2 on this. There's 11 of them, and they're all firing in one salvo. So you're going to get 1 attack, giving a +3 overall. That's a bonus number of 4 on their skill of fire combat. 13, 16. What's your dodge, Salvo?
Dodge is 9.
Okay, so they got 16, so it's enough for 1 bonus die of damage. There's automatic weapon fire peppers your position, and the Thav-9s do. Actually, it's a bit more than that because we're doing short bursts because they have to. Apologies. It's a little bit more than that. It's going to be an extra bonus die of damage. So that's a 5. Okay, what's your toughness?
16.
You just took 19 result points of damage, so that's 2 shock.
Yeah.
Is that 16 including your new body armor stuff?
Yeah, it is.
Your metal exoskeleton or endoskeleton rather.
Yeah. The thing is, it doesn't actually make me improve my toughness. It just means
That's just built in and non-fatiguing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And sweeping down past them.
Let's hope we go first this next time.
Yes.
The card says so.
If the card says so. And back over with these guys. Just going to approximate these for now to make it quicker. The drones begin zooming towards your position. Now, is there... No. There's not a select... Oh, there is a select mode that pulls them all at once. How good is that? I was sitting here wondering to myself, how can I move one of them at a time? All of them at a time.
I was thinking sort of the same thing. I was wondering how we could kill them all in one time. But
yeah, slight difference.
Get that turret gun.
I
That'll
was
kill
I was actually thinking nuke because we're in Russia.
them. We've already discussed the nuke. We're not going to do it on Moscow, apparently. Not yet, anyway. But wait till you see the turret gun in action.
Is the guy that's going to use the turret gun good at the turret gun?
He did quite well last time. Okay, now let me deselect. There you go. Okay, so those ones are moving up. Yeah, they're going to fire. They're at medium range still. In fact, they might even be at long range. Uh, 230 divided by 5 is 20, 40. Yep, they're at medium range still. So again, short bursts as before. So they're getting a +2 from that, a -2 for the distance. That cancels out. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them, which is giving them a lesser bonus than before. So one's firing at Oversight with an aggregate +4, and the other one is firing at Stitches with an aggregate +4. Just so you know, the cars are going to count as +4 cover for you at the moment, because you've got medium concealment. So,
Can I ask the question?
mhm.
Are the cars going to class like XCOM cars?
What, blow up after they've been shot? No.
Yep. Okay, good.
No. Right, so the group against Oversight, as your location comes under quite heavy fire. What is your dodge?
8.
8. Oh, barely. You're just clipped because their fire combat is 9 and they got a 0. And that's even with like 8 of them.
What about the cover?
Well, the cover counteracted their +4 for doing group bonus on you. However, it's only 14 damage. And your toughness is?
12.
So it's only 2 shock.
What about,
So it's more
armor or something?
Yeah, the 12 is your armor. Because I think you've got toughness, strength 8, which will give you a toughness of 8, and your armor's a +4. Oh, no, hang on, you're right, because I said the car would give you cover as well. So you only take 1 shock, because it isn't enough to take you from 6 less. Just so you know, you are going to be getting +4 armor from a car. And the other group, see if they can go after Stitches a little bit more. They fire wildly, and shots miss Stitches entirely. I keep doing that. I keep using the wrong one. It's Drama Deck I want. Ignore the support card. No one did attack or trick this round. The heroes go first.
Yeah.
And the villains are fatigued, or at least would be if either of the groups you're fighting were actually impacted by fatigue.
Yeah, you'll be saying nice stuff to us. I wish to take my move, and I wish to move into my vehicle and start the engine.
Okay, that won't be a problem.
Well, we don't really need to move right away, though.
I want the engine ready to roll, because it takes time.
Okay, well, can you also shoot, maybe? I don't know.
I don't know. The vehicle didn't look very shooty for the driver, did it?
No, but
Can
you've
I
still
open
got
the doors?
you still got your gun. You can still shoot out of the window, or shoot on the way in. Because there's nothing saying that you have to.
Yep, you don't have to do things in sequence.
Okay.
So you can
Right.
rush up to the car, quickly use it as cover, take a shot, and then dive in.
No.
Or maybe throw a grenade. I don't know.
No. I wish to trick the 3 drones.
Oh, you're doing a multi-attack on the drones, yeah?
So I've got trick trained.
Okay.
I'm going to give them the impression by throwing maybe a stone towards the top of the map, which I can't for some reason, and hopefully they'll go that way, thinking there's something that way.
Okay.
Well, have I got anything that could distract them a trick? Oh, if I could use a flashlight and shine it off a vehicle or something and do a reflective thing or something.
You've also got quite a technical toolkit.
Well, anyway, doing a trick. I can't think of anything with a technical toolkit to make a trick. But that's smart.
But what you've done is enough. You're doing something to attempt to divert them.
Yep. There we go, tricky.
Now you are doing it many on one, though, or one on many, I should say.
That's -4, isn't it? Plus -2, plus
would
2.
Be, yeah. And you're doing 3 targets, so you're at an additional -4 for that.
I'm getting -4 plus -4. Wait, because I haven't got the sheet open. Wait a minute. Where did I put that sheet?
Your roll of a 6 gives you a -4.
No. Yeah. The multi-action. I was looking for the sheet. It's okay. Wait a minute. -4. No, multi-action is just -2 for each extra action.
Yeah, each extra target. You're doing it against 3 targets. You're multi-targeting.
Oh, multi-targeting as well. Right, okay.
Well, you weren't doing a multi-action, though.
You don't need to do multi-action if it's a multi-target.
Yeah, you're not doing enough to warrant a minus for multiple actions. So you're at -4 for the targeting. You got a -4 off of your dice roll.
You should maybe spend.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do possibility. No, sorry, I thought John was telling me I was doing a multi-action, multi-target, and I was going, but I can't do both of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you can, but you're not.
And possibility. Where's my dice? Oh, it's good.
24. That gives you an 8. With your -4, that's a +4 total.
I'm going to use a hero. Because I had that ready.
Cool. It's at least a 10.
That's a 10.
So that's now a 34, giving you a bonus number of 10. So a +6 overall.
+6 plus 2. That's 8 plus. That's 17 total.
17. What was your ideal outcome?
That they would divert towards the north of the map and basically just leave us alone for a while.
Okay. As you're running, or as you're there, you look and see what's coming. You take a quick gamble. So you can mark off your multi-tool. Essentially, you quickly take out this multi-tool, which is a toolkit you've all got. You've got some electronic components in it. You quickly pull out a couple of wires, push them back in really quickly, and the thing starts beeping, whizzing, and giving off electromagnetic radiation. And you hurl it as far as you can to the north, and you see the 3 drones. Their targeters seem to target onto that, and they zoom off in that direction. Because you got players call.
Ooh, did I? Oh,
yeah, you got 10 over what they needed. Now I've just got to find out which one's that. That's number 4, number 5, and number 6.
Well played.
Very well played. You get a card in a second as well. Make sure this one goes. Number 4. Number 5. Doesn't appear to distract the ghouls, though. You can play a card into your hand, and then you also get... So you can play a card into your pool. You get a supporter card. Well done. Who's after Drivetrain?
I think I'll go into the car and man the turret.
Okay, yep.
And then what is the bonus you get for the heavy burst?
Heavy burst, I believe, was a +6.
6. All right.
Yeah, heavy burst +6, but 50 rounds per target, and the weapon will malfunction on a 1.
Right. So I'll so I did 4 of them with a heavy burst. Just sort of recklessly open fire at little ghoulish things.
Good roll.
Ooh, a 19.
That's a bonus number of 6.
That's a bonus number of 6, which puts me at it puts me at 11. So I think I've got so many possibilities. I might as well spend 1.
Okay. You should know their dodge is 8.
Well spent it. So, or have I? I mean, if you insist that I spend it because I said I spent it, then
I'm okay with you spending it.
Give you 2 extra bonus die on wounding though, so
yeah,
it'll be worth it.
All that tough. Yeah, okay, right. So, where was it at now?
You're currently at a 33, giving you a bonus number of 10.
10. So that puts me at 21.
Which was just enough to get 2 bonus dice.
Woo.
If you hadn't spent it, you wouldn't have got the second bonus dice.
10. So that puts me at 29.
Nice.
Okay. 29 against their toughness of 11. And you do see telltale the signs of the bullets are impacting on subdermal armor. But that is enough to do wounding damage, which is all you basically need. And you can take out the ones at the front. So 26, 30, 27, and 28.
Hey, daka daka.
Come on, 28. 26. I think it was 27 and 28, wasn't it? No, 30 and 27. Oh, I did say 27. Oh, I did 28. Okay, I've lost Ghoul 30. Can't find Ghoul 30 in my list. Where you gone? Because you're right at the top, that's why. Okay, you take out the first line of the desiccate creatures as they are marching inexorably towards you. Who's going next? Prowler, Oversight, or Stitches?
I'll double tap drone 3.
It's the lead drone, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, don't forget you were aiming, so you're getting a +4.
Which I might need. I'll spend a possibility, eh?
I think you'd better.
It's going to miss and be really embarrassing. Well, that's a bit better. So that's a total of 16, giving me a +3 to my fire combat, which is 9. So
Add another 4.
25, add 4, 29. No, nowhere near.
16 gives you a bonus number of 3.
That's it, I was adding the whole 16.
Add your aim onto that, gives you a bonus number of 7.
Okay, so that's
7 onto your fire combat.
16 in total.
Okay. Their dodge, I mean, you draw and fire, and as you fire at the thing, you go, you do the double tap. It does seem to attempt to just jink out of the way, and this thing does look like it could have made it if it was a little bit quicker. because they have a dodge of 15. So you do hit it. You don't do any bonus dice of damage, but remember, if you double tap, adds. And that adds 1 to the effect, doesn't it? So what damage does your weapon normally do?
It does 14.
Okay, 14 is enough to do a wound onto drone 3.
Have it.
Now, it doesn't go down. It does appear to be literally you tap and you break the sort of the rotor support.
Okay. Break one of its rotors.
And one of its rotors, like, it hangs limp. It's still moving, but not moving as quickly as it was. Oversight.
Cool.
Oversight will shoot at whichever is out of cover and nearest.
That will probably be drone 3, the one that Stitches just shot at as well.
Yeah.
Well, don't forget your possibilities.
I was aiming, right?
Yeah, that would be a +4. So that at the moment, if you went with 3, that's a -6, but your aim would make that only a -2.
So that's currently 8.
Which would miss heinously.
Alright, spend possibility.
At least a 10. So you're now going to a 13, which is a bonus number of 1.
It's not enough, is it?
What's your total fire combat with? But don't forget you got the +4, so that's a 5. So 5 onto your skill.
15.
That's enough to hit it, just. And again, you're not doing any bonus damage, but that is enough. The previous one was enough to do a wound, so that's enough to do a second wound. And drone 3 spirals out of control and impacts the ground heavily underneath it, and it goes down. Now just got to find drone 3 in the list. So a double tap followed by a tap takes it out. Okay, the villains are fatigued, but they're all unaffected by fatigue because they're either
Me.
actually no. Oh yeah, sorry, you go first.
Also, I'd like to play my flurry card.
Okay, was it in your pool?
Yeah.
Cool.
I
Prowler
will,
first though.
I will go up to the. I can make it to the wall. And can I try and trick them
You can do if you want
and remain stealth, hidden?
to.
So would that be
Depends on the
multi-action?
nature of your trick.
Because they've sort of. I'm trying. I don't want them all charging down on oversight and Stitches in one mass. So I'm basically trying to split them up. So almost delay some of them. So
you're trying to delay the drones or the ghouls?
probably the ghouls, because
Okay.
they're. Well, I suppose they're already split up, aren't they? The ghouls.
They do appear to have already doing a sort of a separating movement.
No, I still want to. I'll try and trick one of the drones because they're moving a lot quicker than the
They are.
ghouls.
They are
So,
indeed.
so hopefully delay one of them moving as quick, so that only one of them will.
So you're going to try and take drone 1 out or delay him.
Yes.
Okay.
But also I want to be hidden from any ghouls or anything that come up. So is that a multi-action? Or
Yeah, you
will that
can.
come into
I'll
play
let you
later?
do it. It might come into play later, but if you want to stay hidden, then you can attempt to stealth, which would add a multi-action penalty to what you do.
Right. Yeah, I want to make sure that I am hidden next time because I don't want to wait till everything's passed before I open properly.
Okay. So you're trying to do things cautiously. What we'll say, we'll just give you an additional -2 for trying not to make whatever you're doing obvious to anything other than the thing you're doing it to.
Yay! I'll use a possibility.
I was about to say, you're not disconnecting though, because being tricksy, that's a 12.
12. And what's this on? Sorry.
That's on trick, which is based off of mind. So you're
Uh,
currently going aggregate -2. 0 for the roll, -2 for the modifier
okay.
for trying
9,
to be
9,
sneaky.
7. Okay, I will use a hero card then. Damn it.
Okay.
What a waste.
So you're on a 12 roll at the moment.
Oh, for
You're on a
God's sake.
22.
Does that count as a
Minimum of
10?
10. Yeah,
So
22.
Right, 22.
That's a bonus number of 8. So you're an aggregate +6.
15.
15 on it. It's not enough to players call it, because their mind is slightly higher than that. But if you want to make it very stymied or very vulnerable, if you want, I'll also allow you to basically, you can say, well, I actually wanted to slow it down. So you're not making it completely stationary, but you can, rather than making it vulnerable or stymied, you can do that twice. You can discard one of them to reduce its move next round by 4. So if you do both of them, you can reduce its move by 10.
Can I delay one of them so it actually doesn't shoot?
That would have been a
Sort of thing?
player's call, because you would have been removing its action. Plus, they don't appear to have ranged weaponry.
Oh, okay. Have they not been shooting? Oh, is it the ghouls that have been shooting?
Yeah, the ghouls have been shooting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll slow one down then.
Okay, so
With the closest one, I guess.
drone number 1 has a reduced move this round down to 3. Now it's their goes.
Do I get a card?
You do, because you were successful in your attempt to
just about.
slow it down. You tricked it. You get a martyr card.
No. Does that mean I die?
No, you can use it to
Play this
defeat a
card,
foe at the cost of your own life, but I wouldn't do it just yet.
No.
Okay, so drone number 1 does seem to get confused. Something was thrown at it. It reduced its sensors somehow, and it seems to spend most of its turn sort of like zipping around and around in its spot until it then regains its target and moves a paltry 3 in the direction of its opposition. Drone number 2, however, seems to zero in on sight and dashes towards him, tripling its move of 13 to a 39, and sweeping down and attempting. You've now got this thing flying up above you over sight, and its tail, like proboscis, is jabbing down out of the sky towards you. The end of this thing looks razor sharp. So it's doing a multi-action, so it's getting a -2. Oh, flurry on Salvo. Salvo goes first. Sorry, my bad. We'll leave that there, because I'm assuming you're going to be doing stuff on the things up by where you are anyway.
Yeah. How many is left?
There are 7.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing as I did last round.
Okay, remember you only had
Four
250 rounds. You've used 200. You've only got 50 left in the barrel.
Well, how many reloads do I have?
Well, you got 4 more reloads, but a reload takes a round.
Yeah. Okay, so I can fire it once more, and then I have to reload. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's bad. Spend a
Just to let you know, rapid fire, reloading. Rapid fire relies on quick consecutive shot groups. If the attacker doesn't have the full amount of ammunition in his clip-on magazine, he may not use this option. A shooter can't fire the last rounds in his weapon's magazine, reload, fire more shots, and then claim the short burst bonus, for example. So you've literally got to go empty the magazine and then you'll reload. So you can do heavy burst on 1 this round.
Well, only one of them. Oh yeah, because each
50 rounds per target.
Oh right. Well, if I can only target 1, then I. Well, then it's kind of overkill, isn't it?
Fun though.
Is it? You don't. If you were fighting 4, you'd be using up 200 rounds. So ratio-wise, it's no more overkill than anything else. You're just targeting 1 as you walk the fire across them.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to shoot 1 then.
Okay, so you +6 bonus.
+6 bonus to.
Assuming you're going to ghoul 20 on your heavy weapons.
So 17.
That's a bonus number of 4.
So that leaves me with what? 1? Do I roll 1 bonus, or do I? Okay.
Well, you got to give me your 5 combat total, your heavy weapons total. Remember, you're getting a +6 from your heavy burst, and your roll of 17.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot that. Yes. Right. So that puts me at 23. Yeah.
Yep, that's 2 bonus dice. That's 2 bonus dice of damage. So roll 2d6. Remember to re-rolls on 6s. There you go. That's a 5.
Ooh.
That's a 9. 1 more.
It doesn't really matter. He's dead.
I think Ghoul 20 is pretty much paste.
Toast.
Okay. Action cuts back to Oversight desperately trying to fend off this razor-sharp jabbing instrument with whatever he's got at hand. It gets a bonus number of 0. It's 2, so currently its unarmed combat total is 11. What is your unarmed combat defense, Mr. Oversight?
10.
It just hits then. It's probably not going to do a wound because it's only doing 8 damage, and your toughness is
12.
12. So that's 1 shock because it's within. So it's not able to get any particular heavy purchase on you, and there's just tiny, maybe a nick across your face, but you manage to desperately fend it off with the main body of your rifle. The ghouls at the top of the map are going to move in. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 8. 8. Right. One of them's now getting cover behind a car, but it doesn't really matter because they're all still unloading their favs at salvo on top of the vehicle. There's only 8 of them now, so they're only getting a bonus number of 4 compared to what they got previously. Again, 1 shot. That's a -4, gives them a 0. Their fire combat is a total of 9. What's your dodge?
Wait, there's only 6 of them. Oh.
Yep.
You said 8. Well, never mind.
It's still in the same grouping. 6 to 9 gives them a +4.
Okay.
What's your dodge?
It's 9.
9 on 9. They just hit you, but I don't think you're going to be taking much in the way of damage.
Yeah, do I count as being in some sort of cover for being like?
It's not enough on the top, really. It's not like you're sort of stood, especially your size, you're stood over the top of the vehicle in that respect. If you were inside the car, yes. But it's not. I don't think even in the image, it doesn't really look like the sort of one that gives a, I don't know, maybe. Maybe later. You're not going to need it right now. Your toughness is 14, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
16.
14.
16.
So 16 or 16. Minus only the 1 shock. As bullets, ching, 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 all around
And I
you.
get that back as soon as I wound someone. So.
Well, you get 1 shock back when you wound someone. Oh, yeah, that's 1 shock then. Okay, the ghoul's down the other way. 1, 2. They're getting into more of a defensive position. The ones that can. Actually, that one's going to dash to there. That one's going to dash up to there. The majority of this first group are dashing into position. So only 3 of them still at medium range at the moment. So 3 is giving them a bonus number of 2. So all that's doing is counteracting their medium range. Oversight. These 3 are firing at you. You're still mostly in cover, but because you're having to move, I'm going to say you're not entirely in cover. So you're going to get a +3 bonus to defend, okay? Rather than the +4 against these guys. Not that it matters because they're rolled a 6. That gives them a -4 in their fire combat, which gives them a total of 5. So bullets sail down all around you, but none of them appear to be any threat to you. 1, 2, 3, 4. And these guys are dashing over here.
Is there a funny smell come from Gaz's character?
None of those guys are firing, though, because they all ran this round, and I can't be bothered to work out the multi-action penalty on them just yet. So, next round. Curses. You guys go first. The villains are fatigued again. But again, these guys are unaffected by fatigue. Intimidate and Trick are the approved actions this round. Who is going first on the hero side?
I'll go first if I may.
Okay.
I'm just going to double
Does
tap.
intimidate true? Sorry. How do you intimidate?
You use the Intimidate skill.
But what does it do to them? Sorry.
You can make them very stymied, vulnerable, or players cool. So you could literally like scare something off if you could.
I can make intimidate favoured for everyone. By the way, if
you can, and don't forget when intimidation
want
is
to do intimidate.
approved, in Tharkold, when intimidation is approved and you succeed, you draw 2 drama cards and choose one rather than 1. Because it's one of the world laws, the law of domination. It feels right to do that. But what did Stitches want to do?
I'm going to double tap this drone that's on boss.
Okay, don't forget, firing into a melee.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
Okay.
It's a 50-50 chance, isn't it?
Yep. Actually, do you know what? This thing's flying, and it's got a long proboscis tail. I'm going to rule in this instance that it's not. For this thing, because of the way it fights, it's not firing into a melee.
Ooh.
Oh, I'd love to have seen you shoot your boss in the face.
Well, we can always double check afterwards. Don't forget, if the attack total is rolled as usual, but if the dice total is odd, a random participant in the melee. So it would have been... But you include the original target, so it's not an entire 50-50 chance.
And also, I guess if the dice total is odd, you could spend a possibility on it, could you?
Again, and then you'd then get an equal 50-50 chance of it being odd or even again. But, so you're on a 23 at the moment.
So is this going to hit him or not?
No, because you're not. I've ruled it's not, because the way this thing is working, you're not actually firing into a melee. You're firing up above the melee.
Alright, well, I'm getting a +8 then to that on top of my skill, which is another 9, so that's
a 17.
17, yep, and
What?
I'm double tapping.
So that's an 18.
Okay.
Just adds +1. Okay, well, you definitely hit. Not enough to do a bonus. Again, these things, again, because of the way it's swishing around and flying about in combat anyway, it's a really hard opponent to hit anyway.
Can I still spend a possibility then, knowing the result?
If you wanted to, knowing, yeah, if you make a bigger hit. So that gives you a total of 36, giving you a bonus number of 11. Please recalculate with the 11. There's 12 with double tap.
Plus
so you're
9.
at 21. That would be, you draw a beam, and again, this time you know what it's going to do. And you fire your first shot, but then you wait for the second and readjust, anticipating what the creature's going to do. And then when your second shot hits it square in the body. So you're rolling a bonus die of damage for this one. So your normal weapon damage is
14.
the rifle of 14, so that's a 16 on its toughness of 6.
Hey.
So that is enough to do 2 wounds, and your tactic pays off as your shot in the creature's chest shatters something internally, and it collapses lifeless and immoving, twitching slightly to the ground. Well done.
Fantastic. And on that rather awesome note, I'm really sorry, but I'm going to have to leave. However, what I'm going to do is leave the stream up and worry about it later. So I'll have to cut the end of the video off or something to get it uploaded. So
no worries.
But yeah, sorry about that. But have fun, everybody. Don't die.
Yeah, you've got to get up early.
Yeah,
no
sorry. And I will just have my guy stand there and carry on shooting, basically.
No
Cool. Take it easy, everyone. I'll see you all next week.
Have a good meeting
next week.
Yeah. See ya.
Okay, who's after Stitches?
Does anyone want me to play this making intimidate favoured? Will that be a help to anyone?
Yeah, I guess.
It doesn't mean I have to have my go, but if people are going to do intimidate, then I might as well.
Is it until the remainder of the scene or the remainder of the act?
Good question. Hang on. Play at any time for the rest of the scene.
Okay, so that will be this scene, which I'm telling you now will be the remainder of the.
So do we want intimidate for this, or save it for another favoured intimidate for this?
I'll tell you something for nothing.
I'm going to die in this session, so we might as well get it used.
No. One, I'm not telling you which, but you're currently fighting 2 different kinds of opponent. One of the kinds of opponent you are fighting are immune to intimidation interaction effect.
Okay.
But I'm not telling you which ones it is. So you can decide for yourself.
Well, there's 1 drone left, and there's loads of ghouls left. It's.
Well, I can tell you, because I did a trick in one and they all fell for it.
Yeah, but that's not intimidate.
Correct.
Thing though, is it not?
No. It actually says they are immune to intimidation interaction and
Imagine
telepathic powers.
Undead things with no brains are going to be the ghouls are going to be immune to and intimidate. And as there's only 1 drone left, there's not much point. I'll save it for now then.
Okay. So what are you doing otherwise, Prowler?
I'm going to hold myself, so I'm going to hold myself. I'm going to.
It's like little boys do when they panic.
Yeah, it's a little prayer. I'm going to aim, but just hold, so they wait.
Okay.
I'm waiting for them to pass.
Okay,
and
fine.
Keep very, 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 very quiet.
Okay, oversight. We can get rid of the actions for the group to the south to begin with. Or maybe not, if Kerry's not there at the minute. Oh, he reconnected and he literally just disconnected and reconnected. So has he lost Discord? Well, while we're waiting for Malagant or Kerry to reconnect, go ahead, Badger. What are you doing up in the...
I was thinking of trying to intimidate the ghouls, but now I'm not so sure.
You're not so sure.
Thing is, like...
You need to reload the gun as well, so that's another...
While you're waiting...
You could try intimidating them while reloading.
A sniper shot rings out from above you, and one of the ghouls goes down.
About bloody time too. She did something.
It just seems really weird that I have to spend, rounds on taking that one.
Always do a multi-action. And
well, you have a combat shotgun and some. I wouldn't use the RPG, but you have got a other weapon.
Got an RPG?
Yeah. But I'm going to save that for probably some big bad. Because I've only got 1 round, have I?
Yes.
That seems strange that it only give me 1.
Actually, no. It says each hero carries 5 reloads for each of their weapons.
So
I don't envision you carrying, in quotes, the 5 extra rockets. But let's say they are in the vehicle somewhere.
Right. Well, in that case, I'm going to use the RPG.
Okay.
Yay!
Oh
Um,
dear
You misfire.
God.
I will come back kill you as a ghost.
This is
yeah.
idiot.
I'm firing it like the wrong way. So
Wow, first time we use an RPG because it's got heat ammo as well. High explosive anti-tank, I believe.
What does he roll for it to be
Well, it's heavy weapons to use it.
but I mean, so that it'll blow up on him.
Oh, well,
A
I don't
one
think.
or
No,
a
it doesn't
1-2?
malfunction on a 1.
How's it got, man?
It's not an auto weapon liner.
Ah, phew.
So, I mean, well, it should be a theoretical possibility, though, that you could. But yeah,
Hang on, I'm getting to the bits where they talk about that kind of stuff. Heavy weapons, where are you? Heavy weapons and explosives. RPG, that would be Core Earth. Although they don't actually say which is the kind on here because they keep introducing new stuff. I suppose, what's the damage on it?
what is it?
Is it 25? Yes, it's essentially the same as a Law rocket. It's an LAW rocket. Bomb, 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 bomb. Instructions for its use are inscribed on each canister in cartoon form, enabling it to be fired by just almost anybody. Obviously, this is one for professionals, so it doesn't have the cartoon instructions. The canister is loaded with a heat round. Special ammunition, high explosive anti-tank, found only in heavy weapons and first available at Tech 20 on specialized weapons. Heat rounds are designed to detonate after penetrating vehicle armor. If the target is very large or has an armor rating greater than 5, then heat ammunition ignores up to 5 points of armor. If not, the shot still counts as armor piercing and ignores up to 2 armor. The explosion has a medium blast radius. So you could take out 3 of them if you fired into the middle.
So only 3 then.
Yeah, you'd take out 29, 22, and 24. They spread out for a reason.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm going to do that.
Man.
Okay, so still versus their dodge.
Phew. Oh. Wow. Okay. I'm going to spend a possibility on that. Well, that's
Luckily,
still,
that's a 10.
still 16. So 3. 3 plus 11, so 14.
Okay, their dodges are 8. Oh, I was trying to drop the flame token onto them, but it ruined it by not being the right size. The rocket goes off. What's the damage of it?
What did it say?
It's a 25.
25, yeah.
And you got a, roll a bonus dice of damage. Not that it's really going to make much difference. Roll again.
I thought I did. Didn't register. So
Nice.
Yeah, because you rolled a 6. So you roll again for the
35.
5. So that's 35 damage.
yeah.
So the 4 unfortunate creatures that are within your sights are no longer in your sights about a second and a half after the fire clears.
Does that maybe explode some of the vehicles as well? No,
It's going to
there weren't
shift them, certainly. They don't necessarily just, and there's a concussive blast, but they're not going to go, there's no chain reaction, Hollywood hoary death explosions.
any. Yeah, but I mean, if I hit it straight on, it probably would have.
If you'd hit it straight on, it would have done, but they
There
weren't
weren't any.
within one. So, but well done. Who's after Salvo? Drivetrain.
Okay.
And we have Kerry back, I think.
Yep.
It'll be your go after Drivetrain, Kerry.
Right. I think I'm going to start driving the truck down to the others.
Okay, a land vehicle's roll of a difficulty of 10 will enable you to basically move the truck's movement, which on this one you can't accelerate straight away. So we're just doing it in meters. I think it has a movement of 13. The transport.
I used a lovely
Speed is 12, so you can go 12.
15 plus, it's 22, which is 22 is 8. 12.
So you can get to about
12,
there.
12 plus 20. I got 20 in that roll.
Cool. So you pull out, turn, and you're heading down in this direction. Cool. Oversight.
I'm going to find some better cover.
Lovely truck coming towards you.
Anything concrete on the map will give you, if you're trying to fire over it, you'll get the same degree of cover, but a larger toughness bonus. It will be a +6 rather than a +4.
Okay, I'll get in one of the rooms behind me. Can I do that?
Yeah. You should have enough movement you can dive in, probably get into that one there.
Can I see anything any of them that are exposed?
Well, the drone number 1, which is currently due west of the southernmost disabled sign, just about see it on the map, is currently exposed. So bonus number 4 onto your skill. Remember, they are dodgy bastards, so you've got to get over a 15 or 15 or more, I should say, to hit them.
I got 14.
Well, that'll miss at the moment unless you take steps.
Yeah, I'll spend the possibility.
Okay, you might have cards in your pool as well.
Don't do that. You need to get +1, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, don't forget, if you want to do significant damage to them, you've seen so far these things require at least 2 wounds worth of damage to take down. A standard shot is only going to do 1 wound.
Let him do your possibility.
Okay.
Mine's is only going to add +3.
So that's a 10. That gives you bonus number 9 for a 27. So what's 9 onto your skill?
19. Right? Yeah, 19.
So almost enough to do an extra bonus dice. What was that thing you were going to do, Durak? You need 1 point to do bonus dice damage.
I'm going to give him the supporter, which gives +3 to his roll, doesn't it?
There you go. So you get +3 to your bonus number.
Yeah, plus his
so that puts you from a 19 to 22, which gives you enough to do 1 bonus die of damage. So you are hitting it. Oh, that's good. So 5 onto your normals, you're doing 19 damage rather than 14 damage. Which versus the drone's toughness, paltry toughness of 6, is enough to floor the last flying combatant. Well done. Now the villains goes.
How many shock has everyone lost, by the way?
I think Salvo's lost a few, but maybe I think Oversight's had a couple as well.
I've lost 5.
No one's lost 5?
I have lost 5.
You want to swap a card from your...
Has to be pull to pull.
Yeah, pull to pull, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I've got drama and a master plan.
Give me the drama and I'll give you second wind, which heals 5 shock straight away.
Remember that you get 1 shock back whenever you wound an enemy.
Oh, good point. I'm completely forgetting the law of pain.
But is that whenever you wound one, or is it for each enemy you wound?
I will tell you.
So if if it's a multi-action, will you get more than 1?
I think it's more about the first time you wound a specific enemy in a particular circumstance. The law of pain. The brutal cosm rewards those who inflict great suffering. A character recovers 1 shock if his action causes 1 or more wounds. Okay. Right. So apologies, Kerry. Get back 2 shock.
So you only get 1.
Salvo, get back. Yeah, you only get 1, so you get back 3 shock as well.
Okay, you don't need the card now. We're back.
Okay, the two ghouls to the north have double timed it into cover and are taking shots. I mean, they didn't have to move more than 8, so they're taking shots at the vehicle moving away. So they're actually taking shots at Salvo on top. There's only 2 of them, though, so they're only getting a bonus number of 1. They miss. The ones over to the west. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move up to get better position under car cover.
Ooh, I didn't see them once. Where did they pop from?
They split off and headed straight north rather than coming diagonally across to us.
And then group to the south. Eight. I believe you were holding in some case, weren't you guys? Because those 2 ghouls literally just walked straight past your hiding place.
I was aiming, sorry, not holding.
Okay.
I think I said holding, but I meant aiming. So I'm not. Yeah, I'm not going to shoot as they walk past. I'm going to wait until they're.
But you do get
safe.
a very close-up look at them, and they are disturbing. I mean, the metallic tentacle tongue is literally flicking and twitching as they move, and they are moving in a sort of very zombie-like fashion. But there does appear to be a sort of an intelligence in their movements. Okay, that's there goes.
There's no drones left. Oh
no, there are no drones left. You've taken out the drones.
Okay, so they're not the controllers then.
Yeah, I was hoping that.
Not like this. Villains go first, but are set back. Heroes go second.
They get affected by setback.
They may do. I just need to give myself a quick reminder on appropriate things for setback.
They ran out of fuel and their engine stopped and they die. There we go. Major setback.
Okay, well, the villains go first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. These ones move up behind the cars.
They're moving quite tactically for.
Yeah, they are.
What I thought would just be mindless zombies.
Like I said, there is some kind of intelligence in.
Aye.
Oh, does anyone know how to make an EMP device?
Well, no, but we do have grenades. Just so people remember that. Could be
They do indeed.
coming in like that.
Can't really see anyone else to do the movement. I'm trying to think what could be appropriate on these ones because that's moving. They're moving. So go 23 and 21. Okay. Give me a find check, Salvo, please. Because you obviously probably are keeping an eye on your combatants around you. Okay, maybe you're not. Okay. And these guys begin to move as well. 1, 2, 1.
Does the driver get to see anything?
Well, you might do in a second. And 8 there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. 9 is a bonus of 4, I think. Okay, the vehicle is a number of 2. So the ones in that group, or that pod on the left, pop out of cover and bring their machine pistols down with a bonus number of 6. 7 gives them a -2. There's an overall +4 in their fire combat. That's a 13. What's your land vehicle skill, please?
My land vehicle skill.
Yeah, because that's your dodge.
Yeah, my land vehicle skill is 12.
Okay, you're certain as they bring their machine pistols down, and they depress the triggers, and you can see the trail of tracer bullets from 9 separate targets inexorably narrowing down and sort of bullseyeing in on your position, and then within the half a second or so it takes, their guns seem to stop. They may have just run out of ammunition. You're not sure. But no bullets hit the vehicle, despite the fact you're certain they had a bead on you. Heroes goes.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out what the point of heavy burst is. Maybe if you use it as an interaction attack, does that only can I use
You
that?
can lay covering fire.
Yeah, can I sort of multi-target interaction attacks, but only firing one burst?
Let me double check what it says on interaction. If it's just the same damage, because the thing is, you wouldn't be getting the same +6 on it.
Well, I mean, if I target more, then that just negates it. But I mean, otherwise, heavy burst is actually worse than long burst.
Well, it's arguable because you're getting a +2 and there's less malfunction rate. But yes, the heavy weapons, there is you using a lot of ammunition. I'll go with suppressive fire working at the moment.
Okay.
It does say must fire at least 1 round per foe target, and rapid fire options may be used to make the suppression more effective. But that might also mean that's probably going to use up the same ammo.
Right, but if I can get as many as I want with one burst, but it just makes it harder to be effective.
Yeah, I'll let you go with that for now.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna target. Which are the closest here? How far can you throw grenades?
Should have a throw range on them, I think. The grenades are 10, 20, 30 medium burst.
10, 20, 30. So, are any of these ghoul groups within throwing range of any of your grenades?
What, yours or someone else's?
Someone else's.
Well, they're within 30. Some of them are probably within 20. I don't think any of them are currently within 10.
The group closest to me about 15 away from me, so
yeah, so they're within 20.
The big group, so yeah, they're within medium.
Okay, so let's say that I try to do suppressive fire on that group, and then you throw a grenade.
I was planning to throw a grenade at them. How many can I hit with a grenade, by the way? Medium.
Depends on the burst. Essentially, if you think of a burst as a 3x3 square.
It says medium burst.
Plus, yeah, so that's the medium burst, 3x3.
So 3x3.
So you could get 5.
So I could get 5. Oh, okay.
If it was perfectly placed.
That sounds good.
Right, so...
So you're going to lay down suppressing fire on, let's say, the middle group.
Yeah.
So that's versus 5 of them.
Yeah, that puts me up -10, doesn't it?
No, -8.
-8, okay.
But then the burst will give you a +6, giving you -2. However, the gun just malfunctioned.
No.
Yep. A mishap roll of 1 when using rapid fire means the attack doesn't happen and the weapon suffers a malfunction. A malfunction roll other than a 1 means the weapon suffers a malfunction after the attack, which may still succeed dependent on skills, possibilities, etc. Malfunction typically occurs when you're firing a rapid fire weapon. The gun jams, the sword gets stuck, the magazine falls out in the heat of combat, or the weapon was simply dropped. To get the weapon working again requires an action. No skill test is required. The attacker just has to spend the time to fix the issue and may then act normally. But you bring the gun to bear and the cartridge jams in the manifold.
So so I count as having spent an action now.
Yes, you've done it. With a 1, that means that it wasn't successful. 1 is always a failure. But you didn't disconnect because it's within your tech axiom.
Yeah.
Because your tech axiom is now higher. But nonetheless, you tried to do it. It didn't work. Prowler.
I'm going to attempt to lob a grenade
Okay.
into that group still.
Wait.
Go.
Can I play the second chance card and do this again?
What does second chance card say?
It lets you try and retry an action if it failed, basically.
Let me double
Does that
check.
count as failure, though?
It didn't really. The problem is you'd be able to have another. It's a second chance. You got another go. The problem is the weapon's still jammed. Because I remember somebody saying on the forums that, and if memory serves, I'll double check it after the game, but if memory serves, they said that no, a 1 isn't, in that respect, you can't counter a 1. There are only certain things that can, and I don't think that was one of them. So we'll say no for now.
Right.
But we can double check it later. Gaz, do you want to go ahead and do what you do?
Yep. Lob a grenade.
Go ahead. Lob away.
That's just normal, isn't it?
Yeah, difficulties aren't going to be any higher than 10.
So that's
Someone
10 in
could get
total,
that.
I think. Don't want to do. Go on, I'll do a possibility.
Okay, because anything on this will essentially be giving you potential bonus dice for damage.
So that's 20, 21.
That's a bonus number of 8.
Excuse me, 18.
Okay, 18 is indeed, well, it's at least, actually, it's 10 higher than their dodge. So you're doing 2 bonus die of damage on your
16 plus.
16 plus 9.
Hey, 25.
25 versus their toughness. That's 14 result points to each of them, which is 2 wounds and 4 shock, which essentially takes out 18, 7.
Is there any chance they didn't see where I threw it from? Because I'm not shooting.
Not necessarily.
That's where I was throwing a grenade as well, so hopefully they wouldn't know where I was.
2,
Still.
17.
It depends how their computer works, and they can work out the trajectory of where it came from. That's Last Survivor.
2.
Somebody take the Last Survivor out before he
And
quits.
number 13.
Lucky for some.
Picturing Kit, or that turbo bike thing, whatever it was called.
Street Hawk.
Street Hawk.
Yeah, the weird lines that cross over and work out the trajectory. Stitches is going to retreat into the building, assist the civilians. There is there's the sound of a sniper shot, and a feminine voice comes over the comms. Your wish is my command, Prowler.
Yay.
As goal 14 gets taken out as well. Oversight and drivetrain.
I'm going to shoot at Ghoul 16.
Okay, he's got partial cover, so it's going to be a little harder to hit.
I think I missed. I'm going to use a drama card.
Shot, so you get to roll another dice and add. That's at least a 10, so that's a 14 now, not a that's a bonus number of 1.
What do I need to hit? I get 11.
Well, you needed 12 with their cover. Because it's Dex plus 4, because the car was 4 points of cover.
Okay, I'll spend possibility. Can I?
Yeah, of course you can. You can spend a drama card, a possibility, and a hero card. Wish.
Jesus.
Still a 10, though. That's a 24 now. It's a bonus number of 8.
It's 18. 18.
18 definitely hits. And that's at least only 8, so 12. So you get 1 bonus dice of damage. So that's a 19 toughness, which is enough to do at least 1 wound, despite the fact they are armoured. That was number 16, yeah?
Yep.
As you wait for the opportune moment, and you wait for it to poke its massive, desiccated, that's the word I was looking for, desiccated head over, and you just, and you take your bullet, goes straight into one of its empty eye sockets and blows out the back of its head, and it does collapse. Drivetrain.
So the truck moves 12 squares?
The truck does currently move 12 squares. It can go a lot more on the open road. If you choose to go a bit faster, you can. Do you want to go a bit faster, or do you want to keep it simple and go 12?
I want to go as fast as this thing can go.
Okay. So over the acceleration, you're going to be able to move. If you make a land vehicle skill at 14, you can move 20.
14. I just closed that. That's not that
That's
one.
a bonus number of a 1.
I'm just working out calculations here. Arr! Right, yeah, it's 12, it's 13. Okay, I'm 1 short. Right, okay, I'm going to use a possible. That's 27.
Yep. That'll be enough.
Me... Okay, I move 20.
Yep, so that's to there, I think. Is that 90? No, that's...
Okay, we are doing a maneuver.
Mm-hmm.
We are going to run over all those things towards that diagonal corner down there. Over.
So you're basically...
running over all enemies.
You're going to do that.
Yep.
So you won't be able to get the 3 at the back.
But I'm going to run over them and see what I get.
Yeah, because we can run over cars.
You can, yeah.
Cars, couldn't we? Yeah.
Yes, we did that with civilians.
Oh dear, did you?
Yeah,
Yes,
but
they did.
They managed to not kill the civilians in the doing. Okay, so this is weird because it's a multi-action, but they're both land vehicles. So what was your total? Because essentially you'll be doing you're going to do what's called a stunt while driving. So you substitute land vehicles for things like maneuver and the like.
Do you want my total from the drive?
Yes, please.
Okay, it was 27, which was
it's a bonus number of 9.
Plus 9. 9 plus 12 is
21.
There you go.
Minus 2 for the multi-action, because essentially you're doing 2 things with the same skill. That's a 19 on their maneuver of 8, because they don't actually have maneuver. So you basically want to, and they're only mooks. So we are doing it on multiples though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
It's a big truck. It just drives over them. I don't know what you're
on. No, that would be a minus 12.
Wow.
Hang on. The truck size is going to counteract that. 7, 9. You're not going to kill them, but you can effectively stymie or make vulnerable all of them.
Stymie's a nice thing, as that means they can't shoot as well.
That will make it harder for them to do anything to you.
Do you reckon, guys, stymie or vulnerable?
Yeah, they're stymied.
Okay, we're stymieing them.
Okay, so everything on this side is stymied because they've essentially been blasted out of the path of the car.
It wasn't as exciting as I thought it would be.
Well, you could have got bigger rolls because you're trying to do it on lots of things. And the car ends up
I didn't
there.
have anything to add more possibilities. So I get a card to copy across.
You get a destiny card as well. You get an action card.
That would be a nice card to have a minute ago. In my pool.
Okay, but it was their go first last time. And in the next round, the battle is mine. And the villains go first.
I don't like that. Anyone got a card that can make him not play that card?
Has anyone got a card that can make me not play this card?
I don't think so.
No.
I can't. I think Master Plan is. It says
Does that master plan?
there is a card that does it, but I can't remember which one it is.
I think Master Plan does that. Yeah, it lets you play as if the one from the last round still applies.
Or you can force the pick of a new one, I think, as well.
I know Kerry had Master Plan in his pool because he
Somebody
offered
had
it.
master plan.
Oh, Kerry.
Yeah. What are we doing with this?
They're suggesting that you spend it now to make me draw a card that doesn't make you guys go second and be set back.
Okay, I'll do that.
Your
Okay.
Master.
Now, your choices are you can take the previous card again, which the villains would still go first, but they would be set back, or you can make me draw another one.
Draw another one just for fun.
Okay. Let them have it.
Yes!
Heroes go first.
Sounds
Villains go
good.
second. Attack and intimidate are the approved actions.
Yay, let's attack him.
Kerry, you're a great leader. Overseas, you're a great leader.
Okay. Who's going first in your lot? As Oversight obviously barks out some inspired and tactically brilliant advice over the intercom.
I know what we could do. We can go first in our little truck. And I'm going to chuck a grenade out the window at these three guys in front of me.
You're not going to stop and reverse.
Just
He
keep
said you're not just
reversing
going to
and
stop
going
and
over.
reverse.
Oh, no. I was going to chuck a grenade out the window and blow these three people up beside me because I think that'd be appropriate.
Yep, you're going to have to do a vehicle roll because you're going to your forward momentum is continuing.
Does anyone want to go before me before I do this, though? Because that's...
Yeah, I'm thinking I might want to actually get out of the vehicle and try my. Well, I don't need to get out. I can stay in.
You can try out your shotgun.
Yeah, because that one looks pretty nice. Especially because you could do short burst with it.
You can. It's a combat shotgun.
Yeah, so you get +4 just from doing a short burst, and then you can multi-target.
So you could take out the 3 to your rear.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. Which puts me at -2.
-4. Oh, overall -2, yeah, because of the...
9. I'm gonna spend. What was it? Yeah, I'm gonna do a possibility on that.
It's a 23. That's a bonus number of 8.
8, which puts me at.
It was a bonus number of 6 because your overall minuses.
Yeah, right, 6 or 17.
It's enough to hit them. That would give you... Oh, it's 1 point shy, giving you 2 bonus dice of damage.
Oh. Well.
But your shotgun is a damage of 14.
Yeah.
So that's +6. That's a 20.
20.
I'm assuming you were going after 6, 5, and 8, yeah?
Yeah.
20 off of their toughness is more than enough to do a single wound, so 6.
Bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. 5. And 8. This close up, it's the first time you've killed one this close up. You see one of them takes the shot full in the chest. It almost severs the head completely. But what you do notice, as it as it flies backwards, the metallic tentacle that's coming out of this thing's jaw detaches, hits the ground, twitches, and then almost fast as you can see, scutters underneath the car.
What? The tongues, they keep moving. They do not die. Watch out for their comrades.
Oversight. Drivetrain.
Okay, I'll chuck this grenade, which is which one is it? I've forgotten. Wait, which skill am I using?
It's just fire combat for now.
Fire combat.
It's either fire combat or if you've got missile weapon, there's a different one, but use fire combat for now. Can't be bothered to use a different one.
I've got one on both.
Yeah, you're going to be at a -2 because you're driving as well. So
okay, -2.
Because you don't want to chuck it right out of the window, just like that.
Yeah, so it's missile weapons.
Just nonchalantly drop it out the
I've
window.
got
as
one on
driving.
both, sort of.
Yeah, because that's dexterity based or muscle based weaponry, missile weapons. That's a -4, -6 total currently.
That's for the drive you said first, though.
Okay.
You said drive
fine, we'll deal with that in a minute because you just failed your drive check.
And I will do the grenade one now. Can't be bothered spending possibilities in both of these.
Okay.
The
Well,
other
it's only one roll applied to both.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
Damn,
So decide if you want to spend the possibility or not on the drive.
Okay, I'm spending the possibility. Sorry, I thought it was 2 skill rolls. That's why I was.
You get 1 bonus number. You apply it to 2 separate skills. So that's a 16. So that gives you a bonus number of 3, -2 for the multi-action. That gives you an aggregate bonus number of 1. So apply that to your drive first.
Sorry.
What speed are you wanting to travel at the same speed, or are you trying to come to a halt?
Basically, trying to not put the pedal to the metal. So it's just
you want to just normal
cruise.
Speed, so no more than 12.
Yeah, cruise.
Okay. So that's difficulty 12.
Okay, sorry. That's 1 plus 13.
Okay, that's enough. You managed to maintain control of the vehicle. It will move its full distance once you're done.
13.
On the missile weapons, yeah?
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's
okay,
dex,
cool.
So
roll 1 bonus dice at damage.
Wait a minute. Sorry, it's not. It's 9. It's 9, 10. It's 10 because I've got only 1.
You've only got 1 added missile
remember.
weapons.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
well, it's still enough to hit them. You just don't roll a bonus dice of damage. Your grenades are doing 16, which is 5 more than their toughness, which is enough to do a wound. So ghouls 15, 1, and 10. 15.
Bye.
1 and 10.
See any little wormy things?
Disappear in a fireball, and the fireball moves. And the car moves. What I'm going to say is because you might not have noticed, but can you see the direction you're traveling in at the moment?
Yes.
Trees.
You've got trees and buildings directly in front of you, and a grenade explosion as your only route of exit to the right. So what actually happens, and the car's pretty tough, you get down to there and the car grinds to a halt. As
You two drop out.
no, you're still there. As basically the impact with the trees and whatever the detritus you've got under it at the moment forces you to bring the vehicle to a halt.
They both need a card for doing an attack.
They do.
The interesting thing there is I didn't
That
know.
one is for salvo, and that one is for drivetrain. So salvo gets the leadership card, drivetrain gets coup de grace. Oversight.
Is going to try to dispatch Ghoul 4.
Shot. Again, he's got cover.
This dice is worthless. Might as well spend my possibility.
Okay. Just to avoid embarrassment.
Yeah.
Yay! You just shamed it into working. Well, you're skilled, so you roll again. So you're going to 26. That's a 40. That's a bonus number of 10. I can tell you without a doubt that's going to do 2 bonus dice of damage. Roll again and add, because you're on 9. And you're on 13. Yeah, without a doubt, Ghoul 4 is down. Now, there's only 4 of them left. I'm going to say at this point that that Prowler does some incredible activity this round. Let's say there's the crack of a sniper shot from somewhere above, and Ghoul 12 goes down. And what was Prowler planning on doing this round?
You know, you've forgotten 2 ghouls.
There's
by the way.
2 more up north as well.
Yeah, we're not going to worry about them.
I was
There's
going
2
to
more
attack.
sniper shots.
I was going to attempt to shoot.
You can do a multi-action with a sniper rifle as well.
How many of these can I try and hit?
You can try and hit all of them. So you're going to try 11, 3, and 9.
What would that give me negative
Minus
wise?
4. I think they're still within range. If you're using your assault rifle, they're still within range. You can long burst it, which will give you a +4.
Okay.
So you can do an aggregate 0 for attacking 3,
Go
but
on
doing
then.
long burst.
We'll give it a risk.
It will take up 21 out of your 30 ammo though. So.
Oh, hang on! I've only got how many I've got left in my actual clip.
I mean, you've barely used it this combat, so you've been throwing grenades and what have you.
I haven't shot at this, so do you reload the clip?
We'll assume that you probably
Because
did.
there's 15 left in the magazine itself from last week.
It wouldn't
Then
make
I've
sense
still-
for you guys to have a partial clip at the end of a combat. You'll probably aggregate your bullets, and you'll have an emptier clip towards the end of your process.
Okay,
Rather
so
than the beginning.
21 bullets out of 30, so I'm fine.
Mhm.
I can do that. So I'll do that on all 3 and roll poorly.
Don't jinx yourself. You're
Oh,
on
no,
average.
That's all right. That's nothing on top.
I'm telling you, you would have to roll bonus dice of damage to be able to kill them.
Right.
Currently, you're going to just do shock if you hit them without
that's-
any.
10 at the moment. I will discard my martyr card then to gain a possibility.
Okay.
And another card.
So you switch it out with adrenaline. You can't use it yet, though.
Oh, but I'll use the possibility that I've just gained
Mhm.
to do another 18. Woohoo!
So that's a
29.
29. There's a bonus number of 9.
19. I think I'm 10. Yeah, 19.
That's 10 over their dodge, so you're doing 2 bonus dice of damage.
Damn it. 4.
That's an 18.
Yes, 18.
Well, their toughness is 11, so 16 would have been enough to do a single wound. 18, still only doing a single wound, but it's enough. Has a couple of well-placed shots from between the cars from off in the shadows. Takes down the last 3 of the walking dead arrayed against you. Everything goes quiet. You drivetrain, you know the car's currently stuck. You'll have to do something with some kind of a pulley or something.
I will use
the winch
my
on it.
science.
Yep, you can get the car out from being stuck. But in the meantime, it's quiet, and you now know where you need to go.
Should we get cards as well for doing attacks? Oversight and me.
You should do, yep. Oversight gets No, that's the wrong one. Oversight gets a rally card,
Oh no.
and you get the drama card, Prowler. Everyone needs to discard down to 5 for the end of combat.
Fine.
And at the same time, make sure all your cards are in your
not fine. Oops.
hand rather than your pool. But with military precision, you proceed to double check that the coast is clear. Deadeye informs you, can't see anything from up here. I'll stay in contact. You go in. The corpses that are down, now that they are down, you notice each of them is absent a tentacle. The ones that were shot down, each of them is absent their tentacle. You can see the tentacles still remain in the exploded ones, but they are conspicuously absent from the ones that you took down with bullets. You head down through the open basement hatch into the featureless basement room below, the only thing being a hatch inside the room itself. There is a security code pad on the door going into the lab. However, you reference your materials and there is a 6-digit code within the material that you've got as part of your mission briefing. The door opens, and all of you being seasoned combatants, the smell that hits you is a familiar one. There is a smell of blood and death beyond this room. You shine your torches into the corridor beyond, and you can see a short corridor with doors leading off it. But you can't see any sign of the smell of blood that you're currently smelling. What are you doing?
Look at outside. Do you want to scout the room, sir?
Yes, yeah.
I will stealthily sneak around the room.
Okay, well, as I said, it's a short corridor.
Oh, corridor, sorry.
Yeah, there is a door closed at the far end of the corridor. It's only about 20 feet away. What are you doing? Continuing to scout?
Well, yes, I will check the door for any sounds, any
Give me a
look
find
for any
check.
chip wires, anything like that.
Give me a find check.
Woohoo!
Roll again and add, assuming you're skilled in find.
Yep. Oh, find is mind, so 11 plus 22, which is 8, 19.
Okay. There is a pervading smell of blood, even here. It hasn't faded. The only sounds you can hear are metallic clinking, very faint, like wind chimes.
Wind chimes. I will, over the comms, presume you can whisper quietly through them.
Yeah.
There's some metallic sounding sounds coming through the door. Could be more of those face things. Await somebody to be over my shoulder with a rifle. So for cover before I attempt to open the door.
Stitches, unless one of you guys volunteers, Stitches will come up behind you with his rifle.
Draw my pistol in one hand so I can open the door as well, or whatever it's called. And
the door opens soundlessly. It opens into a very small chamber, sort of about 3 feet ahead of you. There's then a handrail, and you can see that to the right of the handrail there are stairs that go downwards. They look to be the sort of stairs where there's possibly 2 or 3 flights, each one ending at a short landing. You've got your gun up, and you hold your torch up next to the gun, and you survey it. You can see patches of red on the metal walkway in front of you. Looks like blood. The metallic noise you're hearing more clearly now, coming from above you.
shine torch and gun up above.
Okay, you're shocked a little bit. You draw your torch up, and hanging down from the ceiling are about half a dozen or so 5-6 feet long chains with hooks on the bottom. And they are just gently moving. And that's what's making the noise when they're clinking against themselves.
I don't trust that these don't have some sort of sentient ability, that these are grasping vines. Yes. Can I? Is there anything that I can roll into the room?
Not that isn't in your own. Yeah.
So not. What have I got, Maggie?
There's nothing else around. You're in a clean or relatively clean corridor. You've opened a door onto a small landing, for want of a better term, with some stairs heading downwards.
Could I like slide in one of my empty magazines?
Of course you can.
So, because I've just emptied one and not refilled, but put that in. So the empty magazine itself.
So you recover it, and there's a metallic scraping as how hard are you pushing it?
So it'll go about 3/4 of the way through the room.
Okay, give me a d20 roll. Okay, it goes across just a little too far. It just dinks on the metal lip on the far side of the veranda.
I'm looking for any movement or twitching.
But the sound echoes. Things. Nothing moves.
Signal to the others.
Mm-hmm.
The like vines that are hanging down the chains.
Okay.
And ask the other side what do you want to
have a look in. It's all clean in it, and there's no blood or anything.
No, there are patches of red on the grating in front.
Oh, sorry.
So I'll indicate the blood as well then for you.
Okay. You gonna sneak through?
Do you want me to go in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go on, abuse your authority.
Is there other rooms?
You ready with your guns?
No, it's a short access corridor after the security door. No more than about 20 feet long.
Are these quite thin, these chains?
No, they look relatively bulky.
Just thinking I might bring out
they're not huge.
Combat knife out instead.
Maybe they're the links are maybe about 5 millimeters, like heavy steel or metal, and the links themselves are probably a good 2 inches round.
Why don't you shoot them?
I'll get my combat knife out because that might be more apt to cutting them than shooting with a gun.
No problem.
And I'll probably try and avoid as in going around. I don't know if they're concentrated in the centre of the room.
There's not really concentrated. About half a dozen of them stretching down from the low roof.
Yes, as stealthily
Give us a stealth check.
I'll walk across
us a stealth
without
check, then.
going directly underneath if I can. Damn it.
You begin to edge your way around. You make your way across the back wall, and then you're at the top of the stairs. Your attention is so heavily on the chains above you, though, that you don't realize that you get to the top of the stairs, and your foot, when you go to put it down, it lands heavily half on the landing and onto the step below. The sound just echoes throughout the room you're in, and is then it slowly dissipates and is replaced with the gentle clink clink of the chains as they are gently moving still.
Moving towards you.
I'm still
There seems
staring at
to
them.
be no activity from above.
I'll indicate for someone else to go through.
I'll look
Someone else.
down the stairs as well. Can I hear anything coming up from down below?
Give me a find check.
Or hear anything going on down below? 12. 11.
Can't hear anything apart from that macabre wind chime clinking.
Okay. I'll stand at the top of the stairs awaiting something.
Okay. Where you are, you're looking down, you can see the flight is maybe about 10, 12 steps, and then there's another landing, and you can see another flight going down from there.
Sort of like in combat, in army style, signal 2 floors down, pointing down so that they understand what the hell I'm talking about. Doing something with my fingers, showing 2 floors,
doing the whole
2 flights down.
A bit hard to do over a screen, but I know what you're doing.
Yep.
If you were at a race course, you'd have just booked like
Yeah.
50 quid on the 5:20 at Kempton. Okay, well, you proceed to cautiously make your way down the stairs. It's 4 flights before you get to the bottom, where it opens into a larger room. Chains hang from the ceiling of this room as well.
Oh,
but
God.
that is not the first thing that attracts your attention. A metal operating table, the sort that you'd find quite common in a morgue for doing autopsies, stands near the base of the stairwell as you step out. It is fair dripping with blood, and a skinless corpse is chained to the table, lidless eyes staring up at the ceiling in horror, at a second corpse suspended in the chains above, staring back down into the eyes of the one on the table. Towards the back of the room, you can see equipment still humming, screens showing unintelligible graphs and reams of paper with streams of numbers rolling out of printers. And in the corner of the room, slumped and groggy, wearing a blood-spattered and bedraggled lab coat, is a short man, unshaven, and is crouched in the corner, rocking backwards and forwards. And that's where we'll leave it for today.
Son of a bitch. I don't want to be down here. I'm scared.
It's pretty scary.
It is pretty scary down here. Okay,
I
guys.
don't like it.
I know
Yes.
this wasn't what your characters were expecting. Although your packs do say there were 3 scientists.
Yes, and there's 3 bodies of some sort.
Yes. And when Skellen's back next week, he can do the evidence analysis to work out, well, how and why and what and when. Okay?
Now we can leave.
Excellent.
Go back in our truck and drive away.
You'll be
Indeed.
pleased to know that the number of combatants fighting Badger's playing of Looks Like Trouble. So everyone can have 2 possibilities for that card.
Yay.
Need them
Definitely.
desperately.
They used a lot of possibilities just to drive that truck.
Yeah, to not crash it. If it was funny, what was going to happen if you take that first roll on bit, you were basically going to fail in turning the truck, and it was just going to end up like jackknifed or on one of the buildings to your right-hand side, which would have required you to be making some repair rolls before you could get it moving. Which you've only got 4 hours to do this mission anyway, and information in next episode may make you want to move more quickly than.
I forgot we had a time limit.
We'll wait for you to talk
I
to
didn't
the
even know you had it.
the good doctor. Yeah, well, you left at you've got to be at your rendezvous point at 2100 hours, and you left base at 1700 hours, and it's currently with everything you've been doing. Yeah, you're probably about midway through. So you're about 1930 at the moment.
So we travel back in time.
Yep. I was thinking that, but I didn't say it this time. I don't know if that vehicle can go fast enough to travel in time now.
No, 1930 hours, not the year 1930. That's when you travel to the Nile Empire, not Tharkold.
Oh, by the way, you said the Nile Empire was Pulp Fiction, didn't you?
Pulp, yeah.
So does that mean that cars explode all over the place like?
Oh,
Pulp
hell
does?
yeah. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
massively so. Adventure, turn the adventure dial up to 12 in the Nile Empire.
It's not the movie Pulp Fiction, though.
No.
Would have been
It's the
strange
Pulp
to
Fiction.
have.
It's the Pulp Fiction that Quentin Tarantino was inspired by,
Yeah.
that he called his movie Pulp Fiction. It's 1930s or Saturday morning action cinema. Think that with the Nile Empire. So it's Indiana Jones, the Shadow, the Ghost that
Batman?
Walks, that
No.
sort of thing.
Maybe no, that's 60s. Never mind. I guess original Batman like comics.
Original Batman, yeah, that sort of thing. In fact, you'll even get sort of like street level heroes as well. So like the Shadow, I see the Shadow in men's hearts. But basically, he's got weird powers and he puts a handkerchief around his face, and then his nose goes all angular. But I suppose not Bugsy Malone. What was the one with Warren Beatty, Madonna?
Dick Tracy.
Yeah, Dick Tracy, that sort of thing as well. Except it's being run by a madman who is a living pharaoh, his own words. So that's why it looks all Egyptian as well as looking like 1930s Chicago. It's weird, the Nile Empire, and great fun.
Hey, the Mummy and the Mummy Returns. Yeah.
Yep, exactly. Those ones. Mummy and Mummy Returns is perfect Nile Empire fair. But yeah, the law of action, the law of heroism. The law of action basically means things never stop.
Right.
The Nile Empire is the place where somebody will be trying to defuse the bomb, and then a fight will break out, and something else will go on at the same time, and then something will break, and it's inexorable, constant onrush of activity in the Nile Empire.
Gaz can start driving the truck through Cairo or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. And you have pulp powers as well.
Pulp powers.
Yes, and weird science and all. And Super Battle Group Mobius. That's the Pharaoh's army.
Remember, I won't be here next week.
Super Battle Group.
I'm working.
Well, as I said, it's likely, because our work do as well, but so it's ever so likely we probably won't be doing anything next week. But if things change, I'll let people know on the forums. So if that is the case, we don't do anything on the 21st, then the 28th will be hopefully the concluding session for this one, because it's only one act. They've packed a lot into one act.
They have.
But you're doing well so far, so well done, everybody.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, 27 XP, everyone. Okay, thank you.
I'm not sure I can be here on the 28th, by the way.
That's okay. I mean, we know Christmas time is that sort of thing anyway. If not, it will be the...
And probably not the week after the 4th either.
Oh, you're doing time off,
I
yeah.
think. Yeah, I'm not back till the week after that.
No, we'll find out what people can do and discuss things, but we know
Yeah.
things get broken up in the...
They're letting you out of prison for a bit.
Just a
back
little
in.
bit.
Okay, guys, I'm going to come off. Don't forget that
Yep.
Skellen's still streaming, so...
Yeah, don't say anything bad about him.
I said
Well, this
everything
is where
bad
we
about
say
him.
all fun. I reckon we should just log on at random times in the night and just say
Red
silly
rum,
things.
rum.
Yeah. Freak him out.
Do you have the rights to like push someone out of the channel first, or move them to a different channel?
What, on Discord?
Yeah.
Probably not, but we can always make another channel if people want to.
No, I meant for him so he doesn't record anything or so.
Let's have a go. Bom, 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 bom. No, I can mute him, but that's all because I think Skellen actually made the channel. So
Oh, okay. No, I was just checking. Okay, no problems. I'll see you when I see
no
you
worries, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have a good Christmas.
you.
If we don't talk to you before then.
See you then.
All right.
Yep,
see
have a good
yourselves.
one.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night.